Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
What's going on, folks? This is Steve with Race Day, and we are here for the longest race of the season for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. And man, we are in Charlotte Motor Speedway, the infamous 1.5, the home track of NASCAR. And we are here alongside today Derek Yoder with the All Things Go podcast. Man, how's it going today, dude?
Yeah, Steve, thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to joining the booth with you tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. Great racing, favorite track, so it's going to be a lot of great racing here tonight. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. No problem at all. Cannot wait to get this thing going right now. We're right in the middle of qualifying, so we're going to go down trackside as we do. Take a look. But man, big race today. We're going to get to some great things in just a second. But man, right now we're seeing a couple of drivers having their best laps. Mark Whitley on track right now, 29.47. Very, very fast. Andrew Phipps right here as well. We're going to come down. 10 minutes of qualifying. And right now they are deciding who is going to start this race. So a little bit about this race right now, folks. This is the Midseason Madness finale. So if you're not familiar with it, basically we had like a little in-season tournament starting 2 weeks ago in Richmond, and then carried over to Atlanta last week. And then today, Charlotte is the finale for that. And basically, it just kind of cut in half the bracket every round. And right now we have 5 drivers in the field who are going for the Midseason Madness finale. Right now we're going to bring it in. Here they are. That's the bracket right there. And right now it looks like it will be Jamie Graham, Frankie Barroso, Tim Robb, Brandon Bowie, and Devin Schmecker. So those top 5 are the ones going for the Midseason Madness Championship, as they say, and it's going to be a lot of fun today. So Charlotte, no better place to do it. 200 laps today. It's going to be a long race, Derek.
Mm-hmm. No, it definitely is. Who's your favorite to win of those 5? You got to pick somebody. Who are you going to pick?
If I got to pick, that's tough because I feel like there's so many, just momentum right now is just is huge, right? And right now I think, Murphy Esports looks pretty good. Jamie Graham's been really looking pretty fast nowadays, so I've got a feeling he might be in that picture. You can't ever count out, Bowie and Frankie Barroso because they're just so fast. Those guys at Bowie Esports just know what they're doing. But I mean, for me, I like an underdog, and Tim Robb, not necessarily an underdog, but man, he is just really fast, and I think he might break through today.
All right, so the pressure's on Tim Robb then. That's good. Put a little pressure on him before the race. I like it.
Definitely is. But yeah, right now, big race. So this is our longest race, folks. 200 laps. Going to be a big time race today. Normally at a track like this, we'd be here for about 134, but since this is kind of, going off of the Coke 600 style vibe, that's what we're going for today. So 200 laps, 3 stage breaks. So normally, again, we have 2, but now we have 3. So stage 1 will be ending on lap 20, stage 2 ending on lap 50, and then stage 3 at lap 100. So the stages get longer as they go, Derek, and that last stage, really has the chances of some killer green flag racing and some pit strategy. So we'll see.
This is one of my favorite tracks. I mean, when we get to tracks like this where there is a little bit more of a higher tire wear, I know Homestead obviously has a lot of high tire wear, Darlington as well, but at a place like this, with the sun beating down, we're going to transition from day to night. It's going to be a lot of fun to see who can really, keep that momentum, fine tune their car and really work together as a team, because also that team element as well, like you were talking about with some of those great teams in the sport or in the series. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's going to be some good racing all the way around. And this Gen 7 car puts on a great show week in and week out. So looking forward to this one. It's going to be a marathon.
I love that. We're calling it the Gen 7 now, not the next gen. So love the little nugget there.
Yeah.
Always great.
Yeah.
We've been calling it now the next gen for 3 years, I feel like. So it's good to now finally move on from that.
I was going to say, maybe tonight we transition to Gen 7. That's what I'm bringing to the booth right out of the gate.
I love to hear that. Perfect. Well, Matthew Fleming right now coming out of the gates in P1, 29.46. Looks like Ty's Canyon Real, but man, tough competition tonight. Going to be really, really close up in the front. I think a lot of these guys, I mean, this race will transition into nighttime at some point. It might take a while, but right now with about 3 minutes left to go in qualifying, I think a lot of these guys are waiting till the last second to hopefully get this track nice and cool down before they make a qualifying effort. Get some more grip in that car.
And looking at those 27.4s up there, and then to a 27.5 or 29.5. I'm sorry. Top 10 is like you said, it is tight.
It is. Right now, looking at Devin Smecker, one of your Midseason Madness drivers. Looking pretty good right now in that Cardano machine, the 26. Lost number 26 on the side. Love that. John Hagan right now in P15. Going to come around here trying to get his best qualifying lap. Man, John Hagan, I'm telling you, he's one of these guys, outside of this Midseason Madness narrative. I think he's a guy that we can see win here pretty soon. He's got what it takes. He's come so close this season.
One question for you, Steve, is who has surprised you the most going into this race? Throughout the course of the season so far, who's somebody that really just kind of came out of the gates and has surprised you leading into Charlotte?
I'll tell you what, I think for me, the way I look at that rate, that question is more of a, who's my comeback driver, right? And who's been impressing me the most. And for me, that's definitely going to be Jamie Graham. I mean, right here in the 62. Man, I'll tell you what, he's always been fast, right? But it's always a matter of clean driving and respect on track and all those things. And man, he has just hit the nail on the head lately, and is really, really impressive. So I think he's one of those guys too, especially being in this top 5 for the Midseason Madness. So a lot to expect from him. But right now, his teammate Devin Smecker on top of the pole right now in P1. Long way to go though. Still bunch of drivers qualifying. Tim Robb right here in that 57. One of those top 5 as well. Gets tight right there on a turn 2. Keeps it going. So folks, keep in mind they have the banners on their cars, the Midseason Madness 5 drivers. You see that unique red banner on their cars, but also on the left side of your screen on the tower, the drivers in the red banners are the ones in that Midseason Madness 5 drivers. So keep in mind for that, how that works today. It's basically just like a championship or a Dash for Cash, where whoever wins, or not necessarily wins, but whoever finishes highest out of those 5 will be your Midseason Madness champion. So a lot of good things going on today. Nick Lights, just saw him on track. Jimmy Graham going to be coming out right now, but that's going to be it. Qualifying is over. A couple of guys couldn't get their laps in, but Devin Smecker is your pole sitter. Awesome job for him. Very, very fast lap. And that right there, Derek, might be bad news for these guys, because Devin, when he's fast early on, especially in qualifying, that's he's got a fast hot rod today.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better place than starting out front, and it's like you said, that's a shot to the whole field here today with him being out front and getting that clean air. I mean, clean air is king, as they say. So that's a good start for that team.
It sure is, and a good start, especially since the first stage is only 20 laps. So we have a very short run to get to the end here. Right now, we're going to bring in our qualifying order. Let's take a look. There we go. Devin Smirker is your pole sitter. P2, Joseph Mealy, his teammate. Strong start here for Murphy Esports. Brandon Bowie in P3. Matthew Fleming, 4th place right there. Kenny Reel in 5th. Great start for him. Mark Whitley, different paint scheme today for him. That nice blue. Love that color right there. Looking good. P6 for him. Max Brady in P7. I expect big things out of Max Brady today for sure. He's been a guy who's been very fast, Derek. Watch out for that number 5 today. Frankie Barroso in P8. There he is. Bowie Esports driver looking very good this season, very fast. Nick Lights in P9. Big sponsor for them today. Ascent Rivals on the car. Got word from them earlier on, when Murphy announced it. Man, really happy for them in that partnership. So pretty cool stuff there. Jackson Anderson starting P10. Andrew Phipps, P11. Roger Pierce, 12th place. John Hagan, there he is, 13th. Julio Villalobos, 14th place. Matthew Pont in the number 1, starting P15. Tim Robb, Midseason Madness driver, there he is, 57, starting off 16th place. Michael Johnson, P17. Austin Salyers, 18th place, Christian Angel in P19. Jacob Weist, rolling off 20th. His teammate Jeremy Miller in rolling off 21st place. Brandon Fetter place. So begin today for Richard Woodruff in the 27th today, starting in 22nd. Dunkelberger, 23rd. Jimmy Graham, 24th. Blaze Crawford, 25th. So a bunch of flagship motorsports drivers all in the back here. Josh Larson, and look at that paint scheme. Throwing it back to his Kyle Busch paint scheme. I believe he ran this at his during our throwback race earlier in the season. So looking good right there. James Kaufman, 27th. Daryl Young starting off 28th. Matt Smith, 29th. And then Trevor's Lasting looks like he's on the grid, but not currently in line. So that's going to be a starting grid, folks. We have a long way to go here today. 200 laps. So grab the popcorn, grab your favorite drink, adult Capri Sun, whatever it is. We have a long race today, Derek. And right now, lap 1, the mark is going to be lap 20 for stage number 1. It's going to be a really fast stage 1. Qualifying here was key because you want to be up in the front, but one thing we'll see today, Derek, is do these guys, again, they get 5 tire sets over the wall. We might see some guys here early on save a tire set in this first stage. We're going to find out. But right now, that pace car pulls off. We're going green here for the Cardano 300. Devin Smecker leads us off, and we are green. Just like that, on lap 1, we get through it. Devin Smirker, Brandon Bowie, really hard charging it right now. These two are the Madness 5 drivers, 2 of them at least. And man, look at them go. Long race today, Derek. 200 laps. You can't get too crazy yet. You gotta be patient.
Yeah, it's one of those things too where you don't want to get you want to upset your competitors as well. I mean, there's a lot of movement happening right now. We're seeing guys kind of go from the back to the front, and there's some shuffling happening, but there's also some strategy as well. You can see some of the guys laying back a little bit further. Maybe they're just preserving their stuff. Like you said, we only get 5 sets, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how the rest of the laps here in this first stage play out.
Agree. I think right now, if you qualify well, I think at that point, like these guys right here that we're looking at, I think you just kind of bust it out. Take the 20 laps, burn the tires off, and then, I mean, just get those stage points, right? If you qualify mid-pack, in the back of the pack, I think you're saving tires. I think you're not going to pit for tires, at least, at the end of the stage. And you're going to save onto a tire set for the end of the race. That's my opinion. That's what I would do. Right now, though, big battle right now. All the way back. Top 10, racing pretty hard. Matthew Fleming and Mark Whitley, side by side. 2 former winners here for our Charlotte midseason race that we modeled after the Coke 600s. These 2 guys know how to get it done today. Matthew Fleming especially.
The one thing I like as well is seeing that extra groove. We're seeing, not only the bottom line, but we're also seeing maybe some of the guys step out even to that third groove, just try to find them like Larson and Tyler Reddick do on Sundays. You know, that's why, again, that's why I love this track so much, where it gives you a lot of opportunity to be creative.
Yeah, it sure does. Right now we're seeing 3 wide. Look at Devin Smecker all the way up top to the top lane. That might work right now in the daytime, but come nighttime, I don't know. It's going to get grippier. It might become kind of like a 1 groove racetrack, maybe 2, depending on how it works out. But right now, in the daytime, it is just awesome. And that's why the majority of this race will be during daytime. It'll end at night, but we'll get there at some point. But right now, lap 6 of a 20-lap first stage. We have a long way to go, Derek. Frankie Rosso diving down low here. Matthew Fleming going to try and sneak one in. This is the great chance to get your stage points, right? 20 laps, that's it. It's a sprint to get there. These points matter for the playoffs.
It's one of those things that reminds me so much of what the old All-Star races used to look like when they were held here, where it was that sprint in one of those stages that they would have. So you're seeing a lot of jostling back and forth, and it's a lot of fun to watch. And if they keep it clean like this race is not going to be a marathon. It's going to be pretty quick. So hopefully they keep it clean all race long.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, a track like this, I mean, obviously restarts are going to be chaotic and pretty wild. But, man, you really look at it, this has a chance to be just an absolute green flag, you know, kind of a race, right? At some point, we're going to get settled in after the early, you know, short stages. And, man, right now, we're seeing some pretty good patience by these guys. They know it's a long race. They know it's going to be the longest race of the season. So it takes some more toll on you, right? I mean, you have to kind of, you know, put a cushion under you or something, right? To kind of get yourself more comfortable. You gotta, yeah. It's also about the comfort in your rig, right? This is virtual racing. Okay, this is, you know, online. So, but you're still sitting in a chair or a rig or whatever it is for 2, maybe 2.5 hours, depending on how the race goes. So you really got to be comfortable, you know, and it comes down to that too, right? It comes not just down to speed in the car, but also, you know, are you comfortable, right? It kind of has that endurance feel to it to some degree. So these guys aren't used to necessarily going this far. We'll see who can make it work today, though.
I mean, like you said, these are virtual drivers. They got to make pit stops as well. I'm sure they have pillows at each of their side, or maybe a blanket or two, just trying to get, you know, like you said, comfortable there. So it'll be interesting to see. Like you said, it's going to be a long race, 2.5 hours. But I love the races we're seeing already. This is great. We're seeing some long run strategy. We're seeing guys just really take advantage of all they can get in this first 20 laps.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're going to see some mixed strategy early on. I think we're going to see some guys, you know, maybe in the back right now. Look at this, Jamie Graham, you know, Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's not a guy who's going to run 27th place right now like he is at this moment. So he's definitely saving tire sets. I think, look at Daryl Young, look at Jacob Wiest. You know, all these guys back here, some good racing actually. Look at the side-by-side. Larson cuts across, Jacob Wiest right there. But yeah, I think these guys right here, I don't think they're slow. I think they're holding on to their tires. I think we're going to see 3 things at the stage 1 break. I think we're going to see drivers up at the front right now, like these leaders. I think they're going to take tires. I think we're going to see some drivers maybe mid-pack who are kind of being conservative right now with their tires, but they're not going to change them. You know, they're gonna wait. And then there's guys I think who are just in the back who are just cruising for the first 20 laps. I mean, like Daryl Young, like Blaze Crawford, these guys right here who are not slow, but they're back here just kind of biding time, right? This is about the end of the race, not about the beginning of the race, because these races have a chance to get to, you know, green, white, checkered finishes or late race cautions. If those happen, you're going to want that late, those tire sets at the end.
I think it was the World 600 when it used to be called that back in the 70s, where it became a marathon, not a sprint. And I think that's what we're going to be seeing here tonight. But it's a lot of fun. Like you said, you just took the cameras all the way back towards the back of the pack, and we saw the side-by-side. I mean, these guys, they're not just in line. They're not just following the leader. No, they are dicing it up as well. So there's action all over the track. And if anybody new is watching, I mean, they're getting a really good view right out of the gate.
Exactly. Mark Whitley right now down low of Max Brady. Max is able to kind of sit there on the outside lane too and make it work. You were mentioning the outside lane, multiple grooves. We're kind of seeing that right now, and that's really cool to see.
So do you think that that will translate to the nighttime racing? Do you think we'll see? You were saying maybe we might see 1 to 2 grooves. Do you think we'll see that third groove really come into the end and be a pivotal element?
I mean, I don't think we're going to go full-blown Kansas, right, where the outside lane is preferred. But I think we're going to see, you know, definitely multiple grooves. I mean, these cars are typically tight or get tighter, right, as the race goes on. So I think drivers right now are going to kind of find out how their car feels. But keep in mind, they're not going to feel this way, you know, later on, second half of the race. So it's going to, you know, it just depends, right? For me, I think we'll see multiple grooves still. I don't think we're going to see it at this level where we're seeing, you know, look at this Jackson Anderson on the high line. We saw Smerker a second ago basically riding the high line. So I don't know that we'll see that. I think they'll still attempt it, but it just depends on if the car builds loose or builds tight. So right now it's too early to tell. And we're going to find out. But lap 17 right now, Brandon Bowie up at the point in P1. Mark Whitley and Max Brady still fighting it. Kenny Reel is there as well, trying to get into it. But man, a couple laps to go for stage 1. Just like that, it's going to end. We talked about Mark Whitley before, but man, he's the kind of guy, Derek, that he's won this race before in season 4. And I think he's a great one when it comes to the attrition factor. Oh man, look at this big moment right here. Smecker takes the scenic route on the backstretch. Everyone's good to go, but not sure what happened there. I think a checkup maybe, or somebody thought they were clear. But we keep it going. Fleming and Smecker. That was almost a big moment there for those guys as we come to the last lap of the stage. Brandon Bowie has run away with it, but man, look at this battle for P2. Whitley, Brady, and Reel. Throw a blanket over them, man. They are so tight right now. Brandon Bowie is going to be your stage 1 winner, but look at this battle here for P2. Who's going to get it? At the line, looks like Mark Whitley going to be your P2 for stage number 1, and Max Brady in 3rd place. But Brandon Bowie, don't take anything away from him. He is your stage winner. What an awesome job there for him. Brandon Bowie early on, Derek, looking pretty strong.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where, like you said, I mean, the first 20 laps gets the stage win, feeling pretty good. Clean Air's king, as we talked about a little earlier as well. I mean, he got out to a nice lead as well. So good start for the 23 car here tonight.
Yes, sir. So Brandon Bowie, Mark Whitley, Max Brady, Kenny Reel, Joseph Mealy here at top 5. Frankie Barroso, Matthew Fleming, Anderson, Smecker, and Hagen round out your top 10. So they're all going to get stage points, which matter, obviously. Brandon Bowie going to get the 1 playoff point for winning stage number 1. They're going to catch the pace car real quick. They're going to come down pit road, and this is where we're going to find out who takes what for strategy. These guys, 20 laps isn't a whole lot of time, so you can still kind of wear down the tires but not take tires here. I'll be very curious to see who takes tires versus who doesn't, because I think that will set up strategies for way later on in the race, right? Right now we've gone 20 laps green, which is great, but man, later on, having the extra set could be pretty big, depending on how this race goes. And right now, they're going to come down pit road, and I expect everyone to take fuel at least, obviously, but tires is the question. The whole world's coming down pit road, Derek, and we're going to find out real quick what they decide to do.
I was going to say, I was wondering where that cutoff was, you know, back in the pack there. Who's going to be staying out?
For all intents and purposes, though, it basically the entire field. I believe one driver got the wave around. I think that was maybe Trevor's Lasney, excuse me. We'll look at that in just a second, but look at this, John Hagen. He's one of the ones. Mm-hmm. Fuel only. Pit exit. We're seeing all kinds of strategy. Frankie Barroso looks like he took tires right there, potentially. He came out pretty late. Seeing Joseph Mealy as well in the back. A lot of guys in the back of the pack as well. Still in the back. Look at this. Fetter Place. Tim Raw back here. Not sure what is going on there, but still on pit road, so Christian Angel, Villalobos. A lot of guys here deciding to get this thing done. So Devin Smacker looks like he's going to lead us off. He'll retake the lead. Brandon Bowie, though, was your stage winner, so let's dial him up real quick if we can. See if we can sneak him on in here as we do. Let's find him. Where is he? Here he is. Here he is, Brandon Bowie, your stage 1 winner. Looking pretty good, Brandon, man. Awesome car so far, pretty fast. Trying to win this Midseason Madness race, but also Charlotte, the longest race of the season, man. How's the car feel? How's the race look?
Yeah, I mean, the car doesn't actually feel too bad. I mean, the important thing is what's to try and get out front. You know, clean air is key here. And if you can get out front and actually kind of gap kind of the guys, which is kind of what I was trying to do and which I was able to successfully do, you know, it kind of works out. Because once you kind of get side by side by guys after so many laps, it's so hard to pass. So I just got to do it again and continue to stay out front and just try and lead as many laps as I can. You know, the madness thing is kind of cool, you know, so if I can win that, I can put that on my checkerboard of things I've won this season.
Yes, sir. Looking pretty good right now. How do you expect the race to go as far as the car feel? Right now we're seeing, you know, 2 and 3 grooves. We're talking about it in the booth. Do you expect to see that still later on in the race when the temps come down and the lights go up?
I for the most part, I think that the racing would be about the same. I can say that it might get a little bit tighter, so you might see guys kind of move around a little bit more. I know I did see some guys running kind of the middle lane and high lane. I think you'll see that more toward the nighttime because you have more speed, a little bit more grip. So I think it'll get definitely wilder at night.
Sounds good, man. Great job so far. Good luck rest of the way.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, there he is, Brandon Bowie, your season 3 champion, and look right now looking pretty good too here in Charlotte. The choose rule has been applied. They have done that, so we're going to go one more lap to go before we go back green. Let's do a quick shout out to a few sponsors. We'll come right back. Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Cardano 300. Longest race of the season today for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series, and as well as the Midseason Madness finale. Brandon Bowie won stage 1. Right now, though, we're going to go back green for stage number 2, and stage 2 will end on lap 50. So a little bit longer of a stage. The intensity is going to keep continuing to rise as we get going here. Starter has the green flag in the air. Here come the leaders. Devin Smacker, Matthew Fleming in the Gotco restart zone. We are back green. Man, a really bad start there for Fleming. Not sure what happened, but man, look at this. Brandon Bowie, Mark Whitley, side by side, still working the outside lane. Oh, Bowie gets real loose right there. Holds on to it. Going to get passed here by Whitley and by Max Brady. But they keep it going. Lap 25.
Well, we were just talking to Bowie, too. He started 5th and came out of turn 1 and 3rd. I mean, got loose, like you said, so maybe cooked those right rear tires just a touch. But looks like he's settling back in now and going to make a run up here towards the front. Now he's back in 5th, I should say, settled in there. So it's going to be fun to watch him kind of work his way up.
Yes, sir. Definitely fun to watch, as well as look at this car, man. Ascent Rivals. Awesome stuff right there. Going to be checking them out after the race for sure. I could use a few more games in my repertoire. And looking pretty good right there. We'll have to check it out. Top of the board, though, Devin Smecker leads us off still. Back in P1. Mark Whitley, though, closing in on the gap. This is the kind of race for a couple of these guys, right? So sometimes this is a race, I feel like, Derek, and this is why I like endurance racing so much, is that it's not, and this isn't an endurance race per se, but it has that vibe to it on the Cup Series level. But man, this right here, it comes down to, you don't necessarily need to be the fastest. You have to just kind of get through, right? It's like a Daytona maybe, or a Martinsville, right? Where it's you can be fast and that's great, but man, it's just getting through just the longevity of it. The attrition factor is pretty big.
Yeah, it's funny too about Smecker. I mean, we saw him down towards the end of the backstretch wall, not where we were talking about those 3 lanes, not the lane we were talking about originally, but yeah, I mean, like you said, so these guys have a race within a race, and then they're racing their tires, they're racing the track. It's a whole bunch of different things, not only just the madness element of it, and obviously this being a race as well, key race, but it's, man, and then you have the Cardano guys versus the Hosky guys. I mean, it's races all over the place.
Yes, sir. Right now, riding aboard Jamie Graham, still mired back in traffic, currently in P18 as we sit, right behind Roger Pierce, and right now Millerin on the inside lane. Some close battles right here, though. I mean, look at this. This is for about 20th place, and they're battling like it's the last lap. A lot on the line here. It's not quite go time yet. Obviously, it's lap 30 of a 200 lap race, but man, this is it's getting pretty heated.
What did you tell these guys before the race in driver intro? Did you tell these guys just, be crazy, flop back and forth, switch back and forth, but keep it clean? Because we're seeing action all over the place from, about 5th on back. Guys are just, it's amazing. I mean, look what's happening right here on the front stretch. You got throw a blanket over about 10 cars here. This is great.
Yeah, I mean, all for about 15th on back. And right now, I mean, sometimes the best racing doesn't happen at the front, right? And I've always been an advocate for that. And you can see it right now. Look at these guys, Daryl Young and Wiest. Right now, we're just touching side by side. I'm not going to move the camera just yet. These guys are battling hard. Look at this, Jacob Wiest tried to go middle there. Jackson Anderson in the 83. Right here as well, trying what he can. Getting spots are huge right now, but again, this stage is pretty short. 30 laps. Oh, who's that? Tim Robb. I heard a car. Oh, Roger Pierce in the background. Gets loose, loses a tire or a fender or something. And Roger Pierce. Let's go to him. There we go. Our first caution for incident today. And Roger Pierce is in shambles. Front end, pretty beat up, looking like a Willen modified tour car. Tough break for the 76. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here. Oh, got some help, it looks like, by the 62. Man. The tough luck streak continues for Roger Pierce. Let's go back and take a look once more, see if we can get a better angle of it. We'll slow it down real quick. So right now, yeah, so the 62, Jamie Graham is back here. Christian Angel as well. Let's kind of play it out just a little bit. Oh, the 62 just comes up. Can't tell if Jamie either blows the corner or takes it too much, but man, just like that. That's how it goes. Let's go back a little further, right on board Jamie, and see if we can find out what happened on the inside. It's not that far back.
It looked like he lost it a little bit and then worked his way back up the track. Obviously, the 76 thinking he's going to be sailing it into turn 2, and he's looking at the infield for a little bit.
Yeah, for me, it just looks like he got tight. I really can't tell from that angle. Yeah. I mean, but we're gonna start to see that, right? It's a tough thing to swallow, but it's man, it's just tough luck again for Roger Pierce. This season's just not going well for him as far as the luck factor. Again, last season, I mean, Championship 4 contender, almost won the damn thing from Brandon 6. if it wasn't for a late race caution and some strategy maybe, but unfortunately for him, he's going to be probably out of the race if I had to guess based on that damage. So either way, lap 34, we're going to get it back going right now. Lap 50 will be stage 2 break. So we got about 15 laps. By the time we go back green, maybe 14 laps to go under green flag conditions. So right now, we'll go and thank a few more sponsors that we haven't gotten to yet. We'll come right back, folks.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the Cardano 300. Right now, we are on lap 36. We're going to go back green here next lap. Pace car lights are off, so lap number 37 will go back green, so 13 laps remaining in the race. Excuse me, it's stage number 2, not the race. But stage number 2. So lap 50 will be the mark for that. We're going to come down. Right now, we're working on a caution for Roger Pierce and Jamie Graham getting into him. Getting tight, looks like, out of turn 2. So didn't have that on my bingo card, but unfortunately, that's that can happen, Devin.
And by Devin, you mean Derek, I'm sure. But here's the thing. I cashed the 32 over will caution come out, and we got it on lap 33, so that's good. These guys went 33 laps, which was a lot of fun to watch that. Now we got 14 laps to this end of the second stage here.
You know what happened? I was looking at Devin Smerker on the tower here, and then I said to you,
you call me whatever you need. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sitting alongside you here, so it's all good.
I do that a lot. Sometimes if I need to look up something on Google, I'll type google.com on Google, and it's just I make a mess. Either way,
Takes you to Google.
Yeah, exactly. Lap 37 going green here. Brandon Bowie, Mark Whitley, the leaders. The green flag is back out. Great restart there by Brandon Bowie. He's right. Clean air is king, but Mark Whitley going to still kind of float right there. Didn't go down low like we thought he would. Max Brady, Frankie Barroso. Looking good right here. John Hagan going to try and sneak it down low of Nick Lights. He might get him here. Again, not a lot of time left to go in this race, lap 38. For stage number 2. Right to the outside lane, making it work. It's pretty decent momentum, but can't quite do it yet. Back in the field too, seeing some movement here. Actually, Roger Pierce back in the race. That's good. Front end actually was able to get attached back on, so that's good news for him. Currently in 23rd spot, so maybe the damage wasn't too bad.
I was going to say, I mean, with that damage, I know it was probably significant, but you had enough time to really work on that where you're obviously aerodynamics are a huge factor at a mile and a half like this. So
Yeah.
the fact that he's up to 23rd, I mean, he's hauling the mail right now. Now, he lost a set of tires, right, by having to pit, and I assume he
Right.
put on 4. I don't have the pit sheet in front of me, but assuming that, we got a pretty good battle here at the front, too.
Yeah, Mark Whitley right there hit the wall in turn 4. Max Brady going to give him a little love tap for Bowie. And then Max Brady might lead this race here for the first time. Here's the thing, though. I mean, Derek, right now, these guys, like, they're racing hard. They want to get the clean air. They want to get to the front, but you can't bang up that car. This race is 200 laps long.
I think Bowie took our, clean air is king saying. He was listening while he was racing, I think. It looks like maybe he bounced off the wall there as well. So getting off that turn 4, you would know better than I, is that because we're transitioning into the nighttime? There's, maybe a little bit looser when it comes off the turn there, or is that just these guys side by side aerodynamic elements of it?
Yeah, I mean, the dirty air definitely plays a huge role into it, right? I mean, especially side by side, but as the race goes on, we're going to start to see the entries especially getting tight. Guys are going to, try and send it in. Oh, look at this. Mark really loose on a turn 4 and gets loose. Almost wrecks the car. Going to give it up here to Frankie and maybe even Kenny Reel behind him, but yeah, it's loose right now in the daytime, but at night it will grip it up. It will tighten up a little bit. But these guys, that's the deal about long races like this, right? You can't race the track like you did earlier in the race because it's going to be just way different. So you got to adjust as it goes, and we're going to see how that works now. But either way, Mark Whitley back into P4. Right side of that car might be dinged up just a little bit. We saw him bounce it off a couple times, but so far looking pretty good. Frankie Rosso up to P3. Max Brady lurking right behind Brandon Bowie.
Yeah, we might want to check that car post-race with as many times as it hit the wall coming off turn 4. Might have a piece of lumber like they used to back in the 70s, 80s, where they put a little piece there on that side just to, be able to take a little bit more of an abrasive hit. So interesting to see all the action off that turn. And man, we got a race here again. And we were talking about Brady earlier to start the race and calling him out and saying that here's a guy that's probably going to get to the front at some point anyways. And 44 laps in, here he is knocking on the door.
Yeah, he's a guy that I expect to win for sure at some point this season. He's definitely fast. He's shown that he's fast. Just has to put a whole race together, right? I mean, it comes down to not just speed, but strategy and tire saving or whatever it is. So I think he's a guy that can get it done, and I think we're going to find out today, perhaps, what he can do. A couple of big, look at this, Nick Lights right here on the outside still, working it away. This is for about 10th place on back. Oh, looks like Roger Pierce again, hard into the wall. Oh my word, Roger Pierce again. Saw that in the background of that shot. I saw him either got loose or got hit, but man, just getting pin-pulled around. Let's go back once more. I don't know what that was, but that was crazy.
Yeah, there's hitting the wall, and then there's crushing the wall. And
Oh, it's the 62 again. Let's go back. I'm not sure if this is beef or what it is, but man, looks like. Take a look here. So Roger Pierce, the lime green car on the left, Jimmy Graham on the right, the white 62. Speed just a little bit. So they're going to be kind of around each other here. And then right here, yeah, Jamie just goes left. I don't know.
That's what it looks like.
I can't really explain it,
Sure.
but I mean, not sure if he thought he was clear, perhaps, but this is going to be a hard hit for. Oh man, that car is now just completely killed.
Yeah, the 62 and the 76 are not getting along here tonight. That's
No.
for sure. I don't think the 62 is going to be getting a Christmas card or even a birthday card anytime soon.
No, there won't be a lot going his way. But yeah, that's a tough break for Roger. I mean, obviously, caution both times here, and that car is definitely not going to get through the remainder of this race. So might have time to fix it, but I am sure he is steaming in that car right now. But that's the second caution of the day for incident. Right now it's on lap 47, so that was the stage end. Since we do, if cautions come out within the 5 laps of the scheduled end of a stage, that is considered the stage. So Brandon Bowie going to be your stage winner. We'll get a verification on that in just a second. But right now, let's go and thank a few sponsors. We'll come back and we'll give you the update.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Cardano 300. Right now, we're working on lap 48. Stage 2 has concluded, as that last caution brought up by Roger Pierce and Jamie Graham getting back together again is now going to be the stage finish. So we are under, officially, the caution for the stage. But here we go. Brandon Bowie right now up to the front. Frankie Barroso in P2. Jackson Anderson, Kenny Reel, and Matthew Pont have made their way to the top 5, so pretty good stuff right there. Brandon Bowie is your stage winner, so he's won stage 1 and 2. Stage 2 obviously shortened up a little bit from that caution, but right now, though, Derek, we're going to go back green here on lap 50. So we'll have exactly 50 laps to go for the stage 3. So long way to go. Stages are going to get longer and longer. And right now, there's a chance, actually, if this thing goes green, they might have to pit for fuel here within this stage. So that should be pretty interesting if this thing goes green. But, man, long way to go still. 150 laps. It's getting pretty dicey out there.
I mean, what a statement by Bowie, too. I mean, to win the first 2 stages of the race, to be starting out 5th, working his way methodically up, taking advantage of some of those cars. And I mean, that 23 car is definitely the class of the field right now. Whereas some of the action's happening behind him with some of those guys going 3-4 wide.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and right now we're going to start to see these guys, really kind of play it out. Now they have to hold on to their tires a little bit more, right? 50 laps. You can't just, rush out there and burn the rubbers off. You really have to kind of start conserving now. So we're going to see how it works. Brandon Bowie, Frankie Barroso, teammates leading the charge here. Both Madness drivers up at the top. We're back green flag racing. Great start for the 23 up front. And a bunch of guys in the top 10 here have taken different strategies. We're seeing Kenny Reel, Andrew Phipps, Jackson Anderson all up in the front right here, trying different things. Pont in the wall right there of the high line. Weiss right there. Look at this. 2 wide still. Trying what they can right now to get through. Kenny Reel in P2. Brandon Bowie in first place right now. Bunch of guys making the outside lane work right here. The 12 of Blaze Crawford. looking pretty sharp. Great run then.
Steven.
What? Go ahead.
My bad. I was gonna say, in your opinion, how much has the track changed right now? You're starting to see, the sun dip down. You're starting to see some of the sunset happening, turn in nighttime conditions. Is there a lot of track changes happening at this moment that the drivers are really trying to sort out? Is it the car? Is it the track?
Yeah, I think right now the temps are definitely coming down. It's not fully down just yet, but the track is going to tighten up as we go a little bit here and there. But one thing too to consider is that they might have to contend with the sun. I mean, just that visibility issue of the sun. We're trying to get a nice onboard camera here. Here we go, riding aboard Jacob Weiss. So the sun's not down yet, but it is going to start to go down. So turns 1, I believe, is where it's going to be pretty crazy as the sun goes down fully. So stage 3 is going to be, I feel like, the most transition of the race. I think we're going to start to see the sun go down now, and the majority of stage 4 should be night conditions, or at least very close to to night conditions. So we'll see how that goes. But you're right, it's going to get tight right now, and it's going to change. But a lot of these guys still, I mean, too wide as we go 4 or 5 laps deep into the stage already. The close racing is still happening. But right now, Kenny Reel at the point, leading his first laps of the season, I believe, if my notes here are correct. So, great move here for Kenny. But Frankie Barroso, Max, Brandon Bowie, these guys, they can push a little bit here, Derek, but they can't push too hard. Again, they have to conserve those tires. 50 laps is a long way to go here on one set.
Yeah, 50 laps is a ton of laps here, like you were saying. 45 here to go in this stage. I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see who's able to move. I think some of these guys right now that are able to be, amongst some of these other cars are going to have a little bit of an advantage as they continue to pick off some of these guys getting to the front. Obviously, we talked about it 1,000 times. It's almost like a drinking game at this point where clean air is king when we say that. But it's one of those things too with some of these guys being able to figure out what their car's doing side by side. I mean, so many guys are bouncing off the wall, coming off of turn 4. Yeah, now's the time to really hone in what you're doing with your car.
Agreed for sure. Right now we're seeing Frankie Barroso now to the front. So going to lead some laps here. He knows how to get it done. Season 2, I believe, is when he got it done here at Charlotte. Actually, I believe Season 3 as well. I think he went back-to-back. I know Fleming as well has won a race here. So a lot of these guys. Max Brady, though, power move on the outside lane. Going to make it work. Look at that, Derek. That was insane.
Yeah, there was a couple extra horsepower, I think, under that hood of the car there. He put it into a whole nother gear to be able to pass him on the outside and then cut back down going off of turn 4. That was a statement, I would say, there to the field.
Impressive for sure. Devin Smecker still making the outside lane work right there. We just saw him on the outside lane right now working Andrew Phipps. Up top, there he is. Look at how high Devin Smecker is getting. Making it work, though, holding on to it. Gets around Phipps. So a good move. Matthew Fleming trying to work his way up. Tim Robb in that 57. One of the Magnus drivers, he's trying to work his way back to the front, currently in 13th. We're seeing all 5 of those drivers still kind of all spread out through the top 20. Brandon Bowie really falling off here. I think he's doing this on purpose. Again, saving tires is so key. We know he's not slow, Derek, so I think the tires mean a lot here, especially later on at the end of this tire run.
Yeah, if I'm other guys in the field that have an opportunity to win, I think I'm going to be watching what that 23 car is doing. If there's a strategy play going on like you were talking about, I maybe follow in line with what he's doing to kind of, mimic, I should say, follow his tire tracks a little bit here. But I know you probably have about 30 to 40 sheets in front of you. Any telemetry, any SMT data that you look at that you're able to see, from a tire fall off perspective, or what lap times have been at all, or do you not have access to any of that?
We don't have that. Man, if I had that, I'd be a lot better driver. I'll tell you that. But we don't.
That's good.
We don't have that stuff, unfortunately. But right now, you're seeing a lot of these guys. This is kind of a nice moment in the race because It's stage 3, lap 61. We have 40 or 39 more laps to go until the end of stage 3. But in a case like this, man, this is fun because a lot of these guys, you know, it's clear that they're not necessarily, you know, saving tires, right? Like Max Brady or even, you know, Matthew Pont or whatnot. These guys, they want to get to the front and they want to lead this race, right? So Max Brady, Pont, Blaze Crawford right here, Michael Johnson, you know, these guys are all fast on their own, but I think they wanted to just get to the front and maintain that clean air, because here's the thing, if a caution comes out midway through the stage or whatever, you know, that might be golden for them, because everybody will probably pit, take tires, and then they have that track position, and now they're even on tires with everybody else. So I think that's going to be key for them to do that. But on the flip side, we see drivers like Brandon Bowie, who's now 19th, and Mark Whitley in 18th. These guys are back here on purpose because they want to drastically save those tires. And so strategy is going to be just played out here massively.
When it comes to any style of racing, I know you were talking about endurance racing earlier. My favorite type of racing is when strategy elements come into play. I know we saw it a lot in the real world with Richmond and Martinsville with the Cup Series, where there's different strategies going on, especially Richmond. But here in this type of race, I love it. I love the strategy. I love, hey, we only have this many set of tires. Here's how we're going to have to conserve. I mean, we were just talking moments ago about Bowie and winning the first 2 stages, now all the way back in, looks like 20th now. So you mentioned it too earlier. You said get your popcorn ready, get your favorite beverage. I think we're really in for a show over these next 135 laps.
Yes, sir. And right now, Tim Robb looking pretty good. P6 right now. He's the leader of those Madness 5 drivers. And looking pretty sharp. Has Nick Lights on the inside of him. Doing pretty good. I mean, but this is what it comes down to, right? Stage points matter. And I think they definitely want to get themselves into that category. But a race win here would be key. And here's the thing, too. The Midseason Madness, who's that in the back? Dunkelberger, I believe, got into the wall out of turn 2. Straight, though. So the cool thing about this Midseason Madness, obviously, it's the in-season tournament. A little bit of fun there. But also the winner of the tournament gets access immediately to the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. So pretty cool stuff. Obviously, if Tim Robb wins it or if Smucker wins it, then they're in. You know, Frankie Rosso and Brendan Bowie, they've already won races, so they're already locked in. But I mean, even like a Jamie Grant, you know, so this could be big for them, just to get that momentum built and you know, second half of the season, really. Those things matter for sure.
And too, like you were saying, it's like a race within a race. I mean, we were talking to some of the guys earlier at Murphy Esports about the Hosky battle and the Cardano battle. Like all these different things happening. You got madness. You got guys trying to win the race, guys trying to win stage. You know, take us home here. I'm going to let you just kind of take us home here the next 32 laps or so. This is a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jackson Anderson right now looks like he's going to be coming down pit road. Tires right now, so a super undercut looks like maybe from Anderson. Only a 2-tire stop here for him, so interesting call. Looks like he decides to take that fuel and that splash a little early, so good move there for him. So Max Brady in P1 looking pretty good. P2, Blaze Crawford. These two guys, man, they worked so hard together last week at Atlanta. Thought they can get the race win, but just couldn't quite get it. Max Brady, man, he came so close to getting it done. A drag race at the line, unfortunately. Couldn't quite get it done. John Hagan in P3 looking pretty strong right here. Johnson. And now Smucker up front as well. So these guys right here, a lot of guys I'm paying attention to. Look at Pont right here. Ooh, man, Tim Robb squeezes in 3 wide. Might make it 6. Looks like he does. Awesome job right there. Gets it done. That's a confidence move right there for Robb. I feel like he feels pretty good in that car. Able to get through and navigate 3 wide, no problem. And let's watch him real quick as he works the outside lane. Man, look at the run he gets off of Fleming. His car is dialed in right now. He's looking pretty good, that 57 Apollo machine. He's one to watch right now. He's looking very, very strong. Devin Smecker, I believe that is. Oh no, Jamie Graham on the way outside lane, making that work. Folks, we are working lap 72. We've already seen one green flag stop. That was Jackson Anderson. Interesting call there, but we'll see how that works out for him later on. Whoa, Dunkelberger tight up against Jamie Graham. Almost got into him. I think he might have actually done that. Super close. Man, great job. Ooh, Christian Angel. I'm sorry, Austin Salyers in the 19. Coming through like a freight train right now. Look at this. Big time moves all around the track right now. Looking pretty good. Bunch of guys trying to get themselves to the front. Again, a lot of the guys, you know, do you get to the front like Max Brady does and then worry about saving tires? Maybe you do, because now you have the fresh air and you've got the ability to not have cars around you. I like this strategy a lot. You know, it's a 50 lap stage, right? So you want to get up front, you want to lead the race and lead some laps. You get points from that, which helps, but at the same time, right now it's lap 74, almost lap 75. If we have a caution flag around this time, if not, you know, soon, most likely everyone's coming down pit road for tires. So in that case, you're going to be even. So a smart move here by everyone. It's also just great to see drivers who aren't normally in the front getting to the front, right? I mean, Max Brady, Crawford, Johnson, and P3, these guys we know are going to have very good seasons. We know they're probably going to win at some point, or at least have the ability to win. They're very, very good and very fast drivers. John Hagan as well, and unfortunately, I mean, had a race basically wrapped up in Darlington, but a late race caution ruined that for him. But he's the kind of guy that can figure it out. Here we go, more green flag stops. Kenny Reel, Jimmy Graham, Brandon Bowie, all coming down pit road. So green flag stops have officially begun. Brandon Bowie coming down, Kenny Reel, Graham. We'll see what they do here. Brandon Bowie, we know, is fast, won stages 1 and 2, but what does he do here? Does he take 2 tires? Just a splash of gas. Kenny Reel looks like he took nothing there. Yeah, the Bowie right here, not taking tires at all. Looks like all these guys. The leaders, here we go. Max Brady, Blaze Crawford, all coming down pit road. Everyone so far taking just the splash of fuel. Smart move right there. Max Brady blows through his pit stall just a little bit. Had to back it up. Villalobos down pit road now, looking for a good race today. So far seems pretty good. Again, unfortunately has had a bit of a bad luck spell for a while for him, but right now getting through it. Looking pretty strong. James Kaufman down pit road in that iconic 25. Looking pretty good there, right in front of that choose car. So looking good. The lead right now is inherited to John Hagan. Looking pretty stout right there in that 64. The lights continue to dim as we continue. Lap 79, and we have 20 laps to go now until the end of stage 3. Running aboard Hagan right now. You can see the lights. You can see the sunset starting to dim. Lights on the track aren't quite there yet, but we are definitely edging closer. And here we go. John Hagan coming down pit road. Can't have any mistakes right here. Matt Smith, here he is, 29 car. Brendan Fitter Place. As well, again, Fitter Place here, subbing in from Richard Woodruff. So looking good right there. Hagan, Dunkelberger down pit road. So your leader, John Hagan, comes down, takes the 2 tires right there on the right sides, might take lefts, we'll see. 2 tire stop here for Hagan. Interesting call. We'll see how that goes. Michael Johnson, here we go, inherits the lead into P1. So keep in mind, everybody does have to pit. Everyone will have to definitely take not tires necessarily, but fuel for sure to make their way. And that's going to set us up. Stage 3 it's definitely winding down. But stage 4 coming up, these drivers will have to probably pit twice, at least for fuel. So that'll be pretty cool to see. Some big strategy going to be played out here for sure. Tim Robb, though, looking pretty good right here. Currently in 3rd spot. Getting pushed a little bit by Nick Lights. Making a good move his teammate up top there, Jacob Wiest. All looking pretty good. These guys are looking great in the playoff battle right now. All in the top 12 so far. So haven't quite had great runs, Jacob Wiest, Tim Robb, but they're definitely doing well in the points. So they're consistent. They're constantly up in the front. It's good to see. Michael Johnson, though, still your leader on lap 83. Evan Strucker in P2, Tim Robb in 3rd place. Jacob Wiest 4th, Nick Lights 5th. A lot of drivers right now down a lap, obviously, because green flag pit stops are underway, but a lot of guys aren't deciding to go. Hold on, Millerin got real loose right there in front of Fleming. Kept it going. Great job there for Millerin. Man, that was close. Tires are definitely going to be unhappy at this point. 34 laps into a green flag run. This oh man, Kenny Reel smacks the wall entering turn 2. Got to be careful there for sure. Millerin's still getting loose just a tiny bit, but makes it work. John Hagen going to try and navigate through the traffic here on those 2 right side tires. Gotta be careful. New tires versus old tires. That can cause some pretty quick movement in different braking zones and things like that. So gotta be careful here to navigate through. There he is, gonna get through and past our leader, Michael Johnson. And here comes Millerin on pit road. Servicing that car. When do the leaders come down to pit road, though? Michael Johnson, Smecker, Tim Robb. They are coming. Here we go. Austin Salyers, Andrew Phipps. Down pit road now. Depending on your strategy, I feel like, man, I like the undercut here. Those drivers who came down pit road initially, I like that, especially if you want to, maybe get stage points. But these guys right here we go. Tim Robb, Jacob Wiest coming down pit road, Frankie Barroso as well. Some leaders coming down pit road. Michael Johnson, though, has still not come down. So what do they do? Fuel only for Wiest. We're seeing Frankie Barroso now as well coming down. And off he goes. Looks like fuel only is the popular stop right now. Devin Smecker. I think Michael Johnson was hoping for a caution maybe through these green flag pit stops. So far not going to get it. Teammates right here. Smecker, Lights, Mealy. All coming down. Matthew Pont as well. Having a great race so far. At one point wasn't P2, so looking very strong today. Fuel only for a lot of these drivers, all these teammates taking the fuel. And here comes your leader, Michael Johnson. That 39 Bowie Esport driver coming down pit road. Assumingly will take 2 tires, potentially no tires, but definitely fuel. There he goes, fuel only for Johnson. And that right there will give the lead back to John Hagen. John Hagen, keep in mind, pitted early, took 2 tires. So definitely a good strategy if you want to win the stage, potentially. We'll see how this works out for him. But, man, Hagen right now looking pretty good to win stage number 3. Not going to have necessarily the extra tire set at the end, because now he'll only have an extra left side, not the actual 4 sides. But unfortunately, on iRacing, you can't just use your left side tires that you leave unused and put them on the right. That'd be kind of nice, but you can't do it there. But Anderson in P2 Blaze Crawford in 3rd place, Max Brady 4th, and Tim Robb 5th. This is great stuff for these guys. Big points on the line. Again, normally these races don't have 3 stages, right? We have typically 2 stage breaks every race. But this race is special. It's extra long, and 3 stage breaks means 1 extra opportunity to get an extra, some extra points. So pretty cool stuff right here. John Hagen looking very, very good. A 3.75 second lead. And 9 laps to go here until stage 3 concludes. So pretty good job. Field's going to get spread out here quite a bit. Green flag pit stops tend to do that. Millerin and Matt Smith battling right here. Looking pretty solid. This is for 22nd spot. So good stuff all around. Brandon Bowie mired back in P18. He's battling right now with Villalobos and these drivers. Look at these guys right here in the front. This is for about 15th spot. We're seeing Andrew Phipps and Dunkelberger, Fleming. A lot of these guys. Then some Harpoon Design development team drivers and Austin Salyers and Christian Angel. Looking very good down low. Austin has some damage there in the front ends. Not sure where that came from. We see it kind of crinkled in right there. Either way though, good runs for these guys. As we're winding down stage number 3, Michael Johnson, even after all that, is still in P4 right now, so a great job. But 3 wide there for a second. He gets around Max Brady and Tim Robb. Sprecher trying to send it in right now. Low line. This is all for the top 5 right here. That 26 still making the outside lane work and doing it well. Look at the run he gets off the exit. Gets a pretty decent run off of Nick Lights right there. Max Brady behind him. But these guys right here, man, Michael Johnson making the outside lane work still. Tim Robb down low. And again, these stage points matter so much to get themselves into position to get into the playoffs, right? These points matter. John Hagen, though, a 7-second lead. This is great for him. Going to most likely win this stage, which obviously is huge for his points, but also playoff points. He gets that 1 extra for winning a stage. But 2-tire stop will definitely work out in favor right now. But man, if this thing stays green, he might still be okay. Again, the saving the tire set, if you can save a tire set in this race, I think that's definitely a good strategic move. But if this thing stays green like we've seen it, you might not need it, right? So that's the thing. You're going to pit twice in stage number 4, and you're most likely going to take tires both times, right? So whether it's 4 or 2. Right now, though, lap 97, getting down to the end of stage 3. Tim Robb fighting for a top 3 spot right here, looking very, very strong. We saw earlier how confident he was making it 3 wide in a situation. I feel like his car just feels good to him. I think he's got it locked and loaded right now. So John Hagen, 8.8 second lead. Jackson Anderson, P2. Great job right here for him. One of the young guns in the series, making a statement now in P2. Great job, Michael Johnson, 3rd spot, but under fire here by Tim Robb and Devin Smecker. Stage 3 doesn't pay anything towards the Midseason Madness finale, but man, these 2 guys right here, Tim Robb and Smecker, both fighting for that Midseason Madness championship. They're getting it going. But John Hagen, it's all about him right now in stage number 3. Lap 99, looking very, very good. A great race so far. The halfway point about to hit us for the end of stage 3. And John Hagen in that Miller High Life, old school looking throwback paint scheme, is going to win stage number 3. And there it is. John Hagen, your stage 3 winner. Awesome job there for John Hagen. Looking pretty fast, obviously. But a long race still to go. That's only the halfway point of this 300-mile race, our longest race of the season with the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. And right now, John Hagen looking pretty strong. Awesome, awesome job. Real quick, folks, we'll go and thank a few sponsors. We'll come back for the pit stops. And we'll also come back and talk to your Stage 3 winner, John Hagen.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Vegas pool sleeping, Rock pool cash grab, NFTs delight, Rock pool cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back to the Cardano 300 from Charlotte. And right now, the whole world is coming down pit road here. 4 pit stops at the conclusion here of stage number 3. John Hagen is your winner for stage 3. We'll talk to him in just a second. But right now, a lot of drivers coming down pit road as we're seeing. And what do they take? 4 tires right here. Makes sense for the majority of drivers. But man, John Hagen took the 2 tires seemingly to win that stage. Great job for him. But everyone else coming down pit road, Anderson, Tim Robb, a lot of these guys are going to maintain their spot. So very, very smart move by a lot of these guys to get themselves up to the front to maintain their spot. So awesome job. We're going to bring in real quick John Hagen. See if we can sneak him in here for his stage 3 interview. Let's bring him in real quick. Here he is. John Hagen, there he is in that 64 stage 3 winner, man. How's it feel? Looking pretty good up there.
It feels good. I think this knocks me to the All-Star race, right? I hope so. I don't know. I can't.
Say what?
There's so many leagues I read. I can't remember if this winning the stage puts me in the All-Star race. But it was fun. Played a little strategy first stage so I could get track position and start to climb the stage. And it worked out good.
Yes, sir. How's the car feel right now? Like, is the track transitioning at all? Is it getting tighter? What do you expect to happen here?
Up. It's gripped up. A whole lot less push tight. Maybe down to 2 tires, but it felt wonderful. So I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully I can keep it out front.
Yes, sir. Good stuff so far. Good luck rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, your stage 3 winner, John Hagen, looking very good. He likes the car right now, likes how it feels. I expect him to definitely do well today. Looking very, very strong. Right now, pace car lights are on. Brandon Davis all ready to go. Big thanks to him in the Choose car. Let's ride on board like we do for the Choose. Here we go. Halfway through the race, who decides to go up, who goes low? They do this every restart. And right now, second half of this race, this is key. Outside lane is something that can work. So we'll find out pretty soon how this works. Right now, it looks like a little bit of slow drivers here. Gotta just get to the line. A bunch of guys maybe getting EOLs. We'll find out how that works here momentarily. But lap 103, we're choosing. We're going to go back green here very shortly next time by, and we're going to start stage 4. About 97, 96 laps of green flag racing. Very, very cool stuff right now. John Hagen is your leader. Tim Robb in P2. Daryl Young right here going to get his lap back. Lucky dog. Tim Robb, Jackson Anderson P3, Smecker P4, Nick Lights in 5th. So right now, Tim Robb doing the best out of the Midseason Madness 5 drivers. Again, those guys are part of the in-season, mid-season tournament that we had going on here for the past 3 races. And right now looking very, very strong. So the winner of this gets automatically advanced into the All-Star race. The drivers on the left side of your screen, the 1 out of the 5 in red, whoever finishes on top of the other 4 is the Mid-Season Madness tournament winner. Some pretty cool stuff right here. Brandon Bowie, Frankie Barroso, Jamie Graham, they're in the back, but I think they've got some chances here to get to the end. We're going to find out here. Tim Robb, though, and Devin Smark are looking very good up at the front. Either way, a long way to go in this race. The halfway point is here. The sun's not quite down just yet, but we are definitely going to reach full nighttime conditions here soon. Half the race to go. John Hagen going to lead us off with Tim Robb on the outside lane. Here we go. Back green for the Cardano 300. Great jump right there for Hagen, as we expected to see the leader get. Look at this battle for P2. Nick Lights gets real loose off of turn 2 right there. Holds on to it. Keeps it going. Back to the field 2. Looks like Christian Angel has a good jump. Down low. Look at this 3 wide. Max Brady going to push the issue here and sends it. Mark Whitley going to follow suit. They tangle. Uh-oh. Oh, Michael Johnson going to go around here. They keep it going. They all keep going straight so far. Yellow flag is out, though. Oh, my word. A couple of big-time drivers. Michael Johnson going around. Frankie Barroso involved. Mark Whitley involved. Looks like in a separate incident. Car might actually be in decent shape still. Don't think he hit anything. But man, look at that. Tough break right there for these guys. Let's go back real quick and find out what happened. But man, that was a lot. That restart, we expected this thing to start heating up. Let's find out what happened here on lap number 107. We saw Michael Johnson just kind of get loose right there. I think this is going to be a 2-parter. Let's go back just a bit farther. So Johnson just gets loose here, collects Frankie. Fleming just a little bit. They don't really hit much. We have to go back quite a bit because this really unfolds way before the yellow flag actually comes out. So this is a good spot. So right now, yeah, look at this. Whitley goes down low here of Anderson, 3 wide. Anderson, the yellow numbered car right there, and the 26. Yeah, Jackson's kind of pinballed in between. We thought that was going to send him around, but it didn't quite do it. Anderson held on to it. Great job right there. And then, oh, the 12. The 12 just ever so slightly touches the back end of Johnson. And that sends him around, unfortunately. Not a lot of contact, though, but just enough. There shouldn't be a lot of damage on these cars. Frankie trying to slow up there in that red and black 48. Couldn't quite get it done. Yeah, a lot of these cars, Fleming goes around here too, but hits nothing, right? So that's the good news about it. Whitley also goes around here. We'll go back once more and take a look at what happened with him, but so it gets bounced around right there. They all keep it back going. Some net code there as well with that 26. That was pretty, oh, and then Whitley just loses it right there, and around she goes. Minimal damage, which is nice, but yeah, tough break for these guys. But our 5th caution. Only our 3rd caution, though, for incident. Actually, 2nd, technically. We've had 3 stages and 2 cautions. So, not too bad. John Hagen, you're a leader. Tim Robb in P2. Max Brady, 3rd place. Nick Lyson, 4th. And Andrew Phipps in P5. So, a definitely a different landscape in the top 5, looking pretty good here. Millerin coming down pit road. Matthew Fleming in P20 coming down as well. Was involved right there. Probably going to fix some damage real quick and take some fuel. Not a bad time to do it since you're already in the back anyway after the spin out. Daryl Young in 26th place right here. Not having the greatest day of his life, but I think he's being pretty conservative. I think at this point he's got the tires now. Again, this is one of those guys that I feel like, you know, pre-race I talked to him and I feel like he's just super conservative. And I think a race like this can really benefit that. You know, he might have saved, you know, 1 or 2 tire sets, definitely at least 1 early in the race. So, you know, he might not be getting those stage points, but he's definitely, or should be, in the running for this race win by the end of it. So we're going to find out here pretty soon. But lap 109, going to have about 90 laps to go, maybe 89 laps to go at the line once we go back green. So for now, we're going to go thank a few sponsors. Looks like we have a couple more laps to go. So we'll take a break for a second. We'll come right back, folks.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Alrighty, welcome back to race day and welcome back to the Cardano 300. We are about to go back underway. Green here on lap 111 after an incident involving multiple cars. No damage though for a lot of them, minimal damage, but right now John Hagan, Tim Robb are going to lead us off back under green here. Here we go. Inside lane, really had a bad move right there. Nick Lights couldn't get going. Up front though. Great run here for John Hagan. Tim Robb. A lot of these guys making good moves. Back of the field. Look at this. Log jam right here in the back of the field. A lot of big players back here. Brandon Bowie, Frankie Barroso, Matthew Fleming. It's not quite crunch time yet, but man, right now on lap 112, getting to it. Up in the front still, John Hagan under fire right now by Max Brady. Mark Whitley is still there after that wreck. Got a little loose. Luckily, it happened after the yellow, so we got to go back to a spot. But right now, still about 88 laps to go here in this race. Max Brady going to get through. These guys want to get to the front now. They don't want to save their tires. They want to just get there and burn them off. And not a bad move here. Clean air is so massive. Hagan gets loose off of 2. Makes it stick though. Max Brady back out to the lead. John Hagan gonna try and dive it in low right here. Tight battle, gets tight right there a little bit. Makes it stick. Tim Robb right behind him, getting a little loose as well. A lot of these guys, you can see that they've definitely kicked up the aggression a little bit. They know how much the clean air matters. And for the lead right here, Mark Whitley is about to pounce. Nick Light, Steven Smecker, these guys, don't forget about them. They're right here too. A lot of these guys can win this race. And right now, with 85 laps to go, it's still anyone's race, I promise you. Guys, right now, this battle too, Andrew Phipps heating up, Jackson Anderson and Dunkelberger. These guys are all pretty close together. Back in the field, starting to kind of thin out a little bit, single file racing. Kind of getting back into a groove for a lot of those guys, but right here, up front, man, they are just hard charging. Tim Robb on the outside lane looking pretty good. Oh, sends Hagen down. Hagen. Oh, makes it work and just rejoins like nothing ever happened. Oh my word. That is incredible. That's one of those things, folks, that you just watch as a commentator and you're like, I have no words for this. So you just let it happen. And he made it work beautifully. Lost a bunch of spots right now in P16, but man, that was impressive. To see how he navigated through that. We saw him jokingly send it through at Coda a few weeks back on a late race restart. And man, that right there, that might be a second mean. We're going to find out. Great job right there for him. Max Brady still to the front. Mark Whitley in P2. Right now we're seeing single file racing, which is good. You're going to start to see it thin out. Anderson, Phipps. Villalobos having a great run right now in P8. I feel like he needs this. He's kind of knocking on the door for that top 12 in the points. And looking very good so far right now. We're seeing some more drivers creeping up to the top. Austin Salyers, Jacob Weiss, but yellow flag is in the air. Yellow flag. What is the yellow flag for? Around. Not super sure what happened here. Oh, lordy. Well, we found out what happened, folks. Unfortunately, Josh Larson is killed. Man, oh man. Gonna try and get it back to the pit road, but what happened to Josh Larson? Let's take a look. Looks like he's by himself right here, so. Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. Unfortunately, just by himself hits that apron and sends her around. Not good for sure. Race really wasn't going that well for him anyway. Not sure really what the story with that is. I mean, he was never involved in a wreck or anything, but yeah, unfortunately, right there, just got clobbered. Could be some, you know, like a wheel malfunction. That can sometimes happen too. You know, equipment. Again, this is the virtual iRacing world, so sometimes a wheel or if, you know, drivers wear like a, you know, what do you call it? Goggles or stuff like that. The word is escaping me right now, but VR is the word. You know, sometimes those just go out or they black out. You know, things like that. So. We've seen that before. I don't know if that was the case here, but man, that can definitely happen. But either way, our sixth caution, third caution for incident. So Max Brady, your leader, Jackson Anderson in P2, Austin Salyers, Joseph Mealy, and Jamie Graham is your top five. So a lot going on here. definitely, the landscape of this race is changing quite a bit. We're going to see Anderson here pit. Here he comes by himself, it looks like, maybe. So interesting call here. We'll see what he does, but yeah, I mean, lap 121, so about, what's that, 79 laps to go. We'll go green at about 77 laps to go, give or take. So we will see. But man, this race is definitely coming down to the wire here. Anderson taking right sides, perhaps left side tires. Yes, sir. So that'll be good news for him. If he can get through the field, he'll have the fresh tires to definitely navigate. Everyone else right now is at least on 22-lap-old tires, or actually 20-lap tires. So we'll see how that works for him. Trevor Zelazny coming down pit road as well. Did he even stop? He felt like he just kind of stopped and kept going, but late to the grid there for Zelazny. But man, look at that paint scheme. Love that color combo, the blue and the blue and the orange. Plum Dog's machine looking clean out there, looking good today. With the choose rule, here we go. Everyone's super slow right here. Not sure what's going on. Normally this is a pretty quick process, but it's not exactly showing up as that right now, but all good. There it is. Big thanks and shout out to harpoondesign.com. Go and check them out. A lot of these paint schemes here today are done from that. Obviously, Harpoon Design, one of the best out there, if not the best. For what it's worth, I think they're the best. And right now, a lot of these paint schemes, man, that's why this league looks so good. Because a lot of them have Harpoon Design paint, so go check them out. That choose car right there as well was graced by Harpoon Design as well. Look at that thing. Looking clean. As always. So right now, lap 123. Pace car lights are off. We're going to go back green here on lap 124. Here we go. Lap 124, we're going to go back green here. Still a long way to go. A lot of these guys most likely have to pit twice. Anderson, though, might not have to, so we will see how this works out. But right now, Max Brady, Mealy, Salyers, Graham, and Hunt, top five. Let's find out how this thing goes. Pace car comes down pit road. And here we go. Geico restart zone approaching. And Brady and Mealy going to lead us back off. A great jump from Max Brady. Back we go to green. Nice job here. Big battle here for P2. Austin Salyers down low. Oh my word! Smecker just kills the wall out of turn 2. What happened there? Holy. Saw that in the background and he just nailed it. As well as Fleming looks like and Andrew Phipps. Maybe not huge damage on those two cars, but looks like they escaped pretty decently. But man, what happened to Smecker? This is the beginning of that of the restart here. Smecker basically down low below the apron, making that pass. Oh man, Austin. I'm sorry, Christian Angel gives him a couple love taps and just sends him. I'm not sure if Angel was unhappy about how he passed him, but man, that took Smecker right out, unfortunately. So one of our Midseason Madness drivers are going to be in pretty rough shape right now. He might be able to continue, but That car will not be the same for sure. Left brake for that 26. Right now, though, a couple more drivers coming down pit road as we expected. Julio Villalobos, Strecker obviously down here as well. Christian Angel, assuming we'll be given the EOL for causing that caution as they do in this league. Andrew Phipps, Dunkelberger, Matthew Fleming as well. So a couple guys that had some damage there. Not huge damage. I think Fleming has some left side damage. Phipps maybe as well, but not all too bad. But lap 126. Max Brady, your leader. So a quick caution comes out. And we expect, you know, this to happen a little bit at the end of this race, right? I mean, 100 laps in a stage. Definitely expect to have these guys go quite a bit. But we saw some great green flag racing earlier in the race. Right now, the intensity definitely going to heat up. The track lights are on, obviously. The nighttime conditions are basically here. So a lot still to go. Little under 75 laps in this race. High above Charlotte Motor Speedway. The lights are on. The sun is down. Almost fully dark. Not quite there yet, but we're about to be there. And man, great racing so far. 7th caution, but really it's only our 4th for incident. And so far, a really big night. So big thanks to all you folks for being here and supporting the league as well as race day itself. We're growing recently quite rapidly, and I really appreciate that for you folks for supporting it. But yeah, awesome race so far. Longest race of the season. Normally, the race would end in about 8 laps at lap 134. But right now, we're going a little extra long, and we're going to get this thing underway here. Back again once more. So real quick, lights are still out on the pace car, so we're going to get down to it and visit the choose car here momentarily. But for now, let's go and thank a few of our partners, and we'll come right back.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Vegas pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Alrighty, the Cardano 300 is underway again here momentarily. The pace car lights are off. We're going back green here in just a second on lap 128. Lap 129 will go back green. So a little bit left to go still in this race, and man, it's going to get heated up real quick. A lot of drivers in the front of the field looking to get their first win, looking to get themselves locked into the playoffs. A lot of drivers earlier on, Brandon Bowie, stage 1 and 2, and John Hagan, who's stage 3 winner, all in the back of the pack, kind of mired back into the midfield. So we'll find out pretty quick how this race goes. But about 70 laps to go here in the Cardano 300, and right now, Max Brady, Austin Salyers, your leaders. And here we go, back green, underway. Oh man, Salyers looks like just got a bad start on the outside lane. Almost bodied Max Brady, couldn't quite get it done. Good news for the field because that would have been a pivotal moment for them. But look at this. Austin Sawyers up top on the outside lane, not quite making it work. 62, Jamie Graham is back up front too. After some issues earlier on, right now, tight racing all around the circuit. We'll see too wide quite a bit. Look at this, Daryl Young, earlier on in that 71 was, I believe, a lap down, had to get his lap back, got the free pass award for one of the stages in the yellows, but man, right now in P9. So we said earlier, he's one of the guys that was going to be conservative, but right here, he's doing nothing but being conservative. He is just looking very, very good. Into that top 10. Nick Lights as well, Frankie Barroso right behind him. Got involved in a few cautions recently, but car looks pretty well clean, not too banged up. Trying to work towards the back of the front of the field. Austin Sawyers showing up right now in P2, looking pretty good. Jamie Graham in third spot. This battle here, though, for a top 5 is getting crazy. Look at this. Matthew Pont, Jeremy Millerin, all up here. These guys come together. Gotta be careful there. Mark Whitley on the outside lane, going to try and make his move around. Pont does it. He gets cleared of him. Mark trying to get his way back up to the front of the field. This is where we're going to start to see strategy really play off, right? We've had 200 laps to kind of figure out what to do in this race as far as tires and fuel saving, things like that. So what do you do here? Did you save a set of tires? Oh, hold on. Nick Lights and Millerin get together there a little bit. They make it work. Millerin. 3 wide right now. Frankie Barroso down low. Millerin going to be careful here. He's still pushing the issue. Still making it work. You've got to be careful. 3 wide is not always favorable. Looking to make it stick. Blaze Crawford on the outside lane. I feel like, man, he almost passed 3 or 4 cars right there. That 12 is on fire right now, looking very, very fast. Not sure what that camera was, but holy. Cameraman fell asleep in turn 2. Frankie Barroso right now. Matthew Pont up high. Millerin still kind of in the middle right there. Brandon Bowie, your stage 1 and 2 winner, trying to work around. And finally does get around him. A little further back, we're seeing Anderson. He took tires early on, but right now he's way in the back, 23rd spot. Not sure what's going on there for him, but man, you got to get back there. Max Brady, your leader. Can this be the day that Max Brady finally breaks through in ASRA? He has looked so good all season long and just hasn't quite gotten that win just yet. Today I feel like it could be that day. Austin Sawyers, a career day for him in the ASRA League, looking very, very good. Jamie Graham in 3rd spot. Joseph Mealy, awesome runs here. Mark Whitley, Murphy Esports, doing their thing right now, currently in 3rd, 4th, and 6th. With unfortunately Devin Schmecker kind of down and out there, out of the race. Not out of the race, but a lot of damage there to make it happen. So right now it seemingly comes down to that Midseason Madness drivers, comes down to the 4 of them. So we'll see how this can work out for them. Look at this battle here. Daryl Young trying what he can. Let's ride on board a little bit. Here he is, Daryl Young on board. Because it's Tim Robb, excuse me. Tim Robb riding on board down low. Trying to follow Bowie around these drivers. He's got Dunkelberger pushing him in the back. Doing a great job of it, making it work out well. Whoa, big wreck in the back. Anderson. That's going to be a yellow flag right there. We were just talking about Anderson and how he was in the back, and he took tires earlier on. We thought maybe he would have an advantage, but that might not be the case. Anderson pretty well roughed up. That'll be our 8th caution. Let's find out here what happens. Oh, so it actually happens with Miller and actually starts it. Let's go back a ways here. So Millerin gonna get tagged here potentially? Yes, he does. Gets tagged by Fetter Place. Again, subbing in for Richard Woodruff. Ah, Villalobos hard into the wall. And then collects Phipps and Anderson. Man, Villalobos just cannot get lucky nowadays. Millerin, unfortunately, a victim right there. I don't think he came down at all into the 27, but definitely a tough break for him. And now the whole world's going to come down pit road because of it on lap 140. So we have 60 laps to go in this race. 60 laps is definitely not enough time to go all the way on fuel. So this is going to be their second to last stop for sure. They'll have to come down at least once more, not at least, definitely once more for fuel. But again, right here, you know, what do? Do you take the tires? Do you take the fuel? What do you have left? If you took tires or if you took no tires earlier on in the race, you know, now we're starting to see more cautions come in as the race kind of goes longer and it gets, you know, it gets going. So that could be the case here for a lot of these guys. You know, Villalobos, Phipps, Anderson, they're all fixing damage right now. Excuse me, right now. So they're going to be on pit road here for a while. But Tim Robb going to inherit the lead. Looks like he didn't take tires right there, or at least not 4. So pretty good move for him to lead this Cardano 300. Also, right now in the spot to get himself that Midseason Madness finale win. He's got Devin Smarker out of the way, unfortunately, because of his damage, but now he's going to still contend with Jamie Graham, Frankie Barroso, and Brandon Bowie. Long race still to go, 59 laps. We'll go back green about lap 57. So we're not out of the woods yet. Long way to still go. But Tim Robb, John Hagan, Jacob Weist, James Kaufman, Nick Lights is your top 5. So Max Brady came in first, came out 6th. But again, strategy, obviously, 4 tires will definitely matter. So Max, I assume, will be very fast off of starting on the green flag. But do these drivers just take their last set, or do they still have one more to go? That's the question. Because right now, lap 142, scheduling wise, this would have been your second to last, you know, pit stop. So you should still have one more set, but you know, what do you do, right? It all depends. Right now, they'll come to the choose. Here we go. All the drivers picking the upside, down low. We've seen both lanes work, right? The outside lane works pretty well. Down low, the inside lane is seemingly the favorite, but it's lap 142. So what do? Do you make a move? Do you get, you know, do you get kind of wild? It all depends. So far, a great race. Again, 8th caution of the day, but really it's only our, what, 5th for incident. So not too bad. Some wrecks earlier on, but then we had some great green flag runs throughout stage 2 and 3. Then right now we've had a couple cautions here to open up stage 4. So trying to get this worked out, trying to get some green flag racing underway. So these guys right here, man, Tim Robb, Hagan, Weist, this top 5, if we get a long green flag run here to end the race, man, this is gonna fit them pretty well, maybe, because again, these guys didn't take tires right now, or some of them, or at least some of them didn't take 4, they took 2, so that could definitely matter. Right now, if this thing stays green, You know, I'm looking at Max Brady, Austin Salyers, Mark Whitley, you know, Jamie Graham. Those guys who took 4 tires right there, worked their way back up to the front. But this top 4, top 5, you know, they're going to have to maybe not hope for more cautions, but I think they're going to definitely need those to make their strategy work. So either way, right now, lap 143, we're going to go back green here in just a second. Tim Robb is your leader. Jimmy Graham, P10, Barroso, to the spot, Brendan Bowie in P16. Those 2 guys right there, Barroso and Bowie, they've been kind of stuck there for, man, majority of this race, besides the first couple of stages, really stage 3. Turn the tides for them. So we'll see how they can kind of get out of that moment. But right now, these guys up front, a lot of these guys need and want wins. So we're going to find out real quick. Tim Robb leads us off. Green flag is back out. Great jump for those 2 guys. Hagen with an awesome run and a great push right here for Nick Light's going to get it. John Hagen really timed that start well. Going to get a jump right here on the outside lane. Nick Lights, though, he's got it. Got to be careful in the back of the pack. Getting all spread out. Right move right there. John Hagen gets out to the front. Man, what a commanding lead he has already. Tim Robb, Dunkelberger. Man, Dunkelberger just charging on the outside lane. Looked really good right there. Tim Robb going to try and make it happen too down low. Great job here. Lap 145. 55 laps to go in this race. We're going to wind this thing down pretty quick. And Dunkelberger, Tim Robb, and Jacob Weiss. Look at these guys. James Kaufman in P6. Unbelievable job for these guys. We're seeing a lot of them here at the end of this race. And I'll tell you what, James Kaufman has impressed me all season long. I feel like last season he did well, but was still kind of in that adjustment period. Man, I don't know what happened, but his skill level lately has just drastically improved, and he has been just a rock star behind the wheel. Hasn't really had the finishes, but definitely just a stud. I mean, knows how to get the wheel, keeps it on track, doesn't really involve himself in wrecks. Very conservative, very consistent, so very impressed by that 25 for sure. Dive down low here, gonna peek inside Max Brady. Dunkelberger, though, charging for the lead. Might get it. Nick Lights gonna push him here. We have a new leader. Ryan Dunkelberger is your leader. Man. Looking great for him. It's a far cry from what he was doing earlier in the season. Couldn't quite get the finishes he wanted, but man, this is looking pretty good. Nick Lights, though, right there as well. Nick Lights in that Ascent Rising machine looking very good. Hasn't quite broken through that win column just yet this season. But we have known him to win races for sure. We definitely expect him to get there, but man, look at this. Tight racing. Dunkelberger. What a great job. We're starting to see all these drivers come down and really starting to see the ones who get it working. Brandon Bowie up to P8. We weren't done seeing him just yet. Oh man, I think that was Jamie Graham. Might have just kissed the apron right there and got loose in front of, I think it was Bowie. But they keep it going, man. Great job to maintain that. 50 laps to go here at the line. 1/4 of the race to go. Yellow flag though in the air. Millerin, I believe. Holy, on the front stretch. Another race, another Millerin crash, unfortunately, and here he is. for Apollo Motorsports. That front left just not moving, unfortunately. We'll go back and take a look here. What happened? Might have had help. We'll find out real quick what happened here. Millerin. Okay, so Millerin and Pont. Matthew Pont right here not working good, but racing together. Uh-oh. Oh, Pont just gives him a little... Pont just gives him the business. Millerin, yeah, I mean, did a great job holding the brakes. Just, you know, Phipps was involved there as well, but... Yeah, tough break. I mean, again, Millerin's kind of in that group where he just hasn't... He's had great runs, but just not good finishes. So, unlike his teammates of Rob and Weist. So, unfortunately, that was not his fault, obviously, but Pont got into him right there. I wouldn't say aggressively, but definitely could have probably held back a bit. But either way, we have drivers on pit road: Smerker, Anderson, Phipps, Zelazny, Pont, Christian Angel, and Miller. And obviously a lot of these guys have damage, so they're going to be working themselves back onto the track. But Nick Lights is your leader on lap 152. Dunkelberger, Hagen, Brady, and Rob are your top 5. So a little bit under 50 laps to go, 48. We'll probably go lap 46. 46 laps to go here, give or take, once we go back green. So winding down the Cardano 300 here for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. We're getting it. We're winding it down. This race is the longest one of the season. 3 stages already gone by. Lights are on. The sun is set. We're going to end this thing under the lights. Right now, folks, we have some time to go and thank a few channel sponsors and partners, so let's go and do that real quick. We'll come back for the green flag.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, we are back to the Cardano 300 here on race day for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. And man, what a race it has been. Stage 1, 2, and 3 were all pretty good. Some early cautions, then some great green flag racing, and now the beginning of stage number 4. Got pretty hairy a few times, but we're starting to figure it out a little bit. But we expected the intensity to definitely kick up and to heat up, so we're starting to see that now. So right now, Nick Lights is your leader. Dunkelberger in P2. Hagen, Whitley, and Brady round out your top 5. So right now, a lot of guys still trying to figure it out. A lot of guys trying to get their first win of the season. Man, the top, looking at it, the top 9 drivers have not won a race yet this season. And also, most of them have never won a race in their whole ASRA career. So they're looking to get this thing done right now. This is one of our crown jewel events Daytona, obviously, Darlington being one of them, Charlotte, and then the finale typically is obviously the what we consider our top 4. And man, right now, a lot of guys are in prime spots to get their first win, but also on the biggest stage. Right now, we're going to find out. Nick Lights, Dunkelberger, lead us back off under green. And here we go. Great start there for Nick Lights, but P2 is under contention here. John Hagen, great mover there down low to get it done. And all around a big separation by the second half of the pack. Look at this. A lot of these guys getting mixed up here, but big time movement right here for P2. Hagen, Max Brady as well, trying to get his way back to the front. The clean air portion of this race is absolutely massive. They've got to get themselves to the front. Right now, Nick Lights is going to have the easiest way around this track because of that clean air. So far, getting it done. Right now, Kaufman, Blaze Crawford, getting around here as well. But this battle right here, look at this. Jamie Graham, Tim Robb, and Brandon Bowie, all 3 drivers, three out of the 5 drivers for the Midseason Madness tournament right here. As shown on the left side of your screen, these guys are all trying to get themselves ahead of the other 4 drivers to get themselves that Midseason Madness tournament win. So far, great job. Jamie Graham in P5, making it work. Had some earlier contact with Roger Pierce, twice I believe actually it was, but right now has recovered and up to a P6. Bowie making his move around Tim Robb. Man, can Brandon Bowie, after winning stage 1 and 2, can he come back from the back of the field and win this race? We're going to find out. Long way to go still. 42 laps remaining, 41 at the line. A lot here can happen. Nick Lights holding down P1. Dunkelberger in P2, but under fire here by Whitley and Hagen. A lot of strong drivers here. Dunkelberger maintains it. And this is the thing. Right now we're going to be about 40 laps to go. Will we see this thing end under green? That'll matter because, man, just the green flag stops. It'll be pretty wild. They'll still have to come down pit road once more for fuel. And either that's a green flag stop or a yellow flag stop. It's going to happen either way. Max Brady's still trying to make the outside lane work right here up against Jamie Graham. You can see it still work. We saw earlier on, we saw 2 lanes, 3 lanes working as well, way up high. But right now with the nighttime conditions, we're seeing the high lane work, but it's really more like 2 lanes, right? It's hard to tell really. But the track has definitely gotten tighter, definitely gripped up. A lot of these guys fighting for these spots. Crawford, Tim Robb, making it work right here. A couple of drivers having issues though. Frankie Barroso was involved in incidents earlier on. Some collateral damage from other incidents, but right now, currently in 17th place, so doesn't have the car, it sounds like, that he wants to have. Unfortunately for him, but man, still a long way to go. Brandon Bowie got up to P6. Very strong in that number 23. But action right now all around this track looking very, very good. Starting to thin out now a little bit. So that's huge news for the field, because if this thing calms down just a little bit towards the end, we're going to most likely see green flag pit stops still to happen. Question remains, though, when do they happen, right? They have to obviously come down for fuel once more. Tires, maybe not so much, but Max Brady, though, has the fresher tires compared to Hagan, I believe, at least. So, but right now, tires probably evening out. Brandon Bowie as well catching up. Blaze Crawford as well right behind him. We're going to see these guys really have the cars dialed in, get to the front, right? I mean, right now, we're starting to see just that. We're seeing Brandon Bowie get there, Blaze Crawford. We've seen, Whitley obviously right now in P3, so a lot of these guys have what it takes. But strategy just means so much, right? I mean, it comes down to, when did you last take tires? When did you, take fuel? Do you have an extra set of tires in case we see this thing go into, green, white checkers or overtime or, just late race cautions as well. So all those things matter, especially late in this race. Right now, about 33 laps to go. Max Brady, Blaze Crawford actually gets around Bowie here on the outside lane. Doesn't quite make it stick just yet. But Blaze doing a great job here holding on to it. Right behind him too, Austin Salyers makes his move around. Jimmy Graham gets that done. Amelia right now in P10. Holding on to it. Kenny Reel, Tim Robb, side by side. Kenny Reel really close to that left side of Tim Robb. Robb's car right now doesn't look like it's as strong as it was before. Couple of green flag stops. Here we go. John Hagan, Jacob Weist, James Kaufman all come down pit road. This is a good move right here. Undercut. Get those 4 fresh tires. Maybe 2 tires. What does Hagan do here? Gotta get the 4 Goodyear Eagles. Smart move right there. Jimmy Graham comes down. Tim Robb. So here we go. Green flag pit stops with 30 laps to go. The undercut here could be massive. The fresh tires will mean a lot earlier on. So when and how do they get out there? Nick Light still in the lead right here. A healthy 6/10 of a lead right now. Dunkelberger in P2. When do these leaders pit? That's the question, because you don't want to have your competition be out there and pit and then come out on fresh tires and just, fly around this place. You have to kind of do this calculated. So we'll find out pretty soon. Jackson Anderson down pit road. Looking strong right now. Nick Lights in first place. When do the leaders come down to pit road? Crawford, Austin Salyers, Max Brady. A lot of these guys having career days. Great season days. Joseph Mealy comes down. Here we go. Interesting call here, because that tells me that the Murphy Esport boys are on different strats. We're seeing Mealy come down pit road, Lights as well. Jamie Graham already on pit road a second ago. Very interesting calls here. Here we go. One of the leaders here, Dunkelberger, comes down pit road. Max Brady as well, and Blaze Crawford. These guys were all within that top 6, top 7, so this might force the leader's hand to come down pit road, but this is the strategy, right? Who takes the 2 tires, 4 tires, no tires? What's the call right here? Because that might win you a Cardano 300. Look at that, Dunkelberger, 2 right side tires. Max Brady, right side tires so far. Nick Lights coming down pit road. Brady with 2 tires stop. Your leader, Nick Lights, comes down pit road. What does he do in the Ascent Rising machine? A lot on the table right now. A lot can happen. Nick Lights going to come down pit road. Nobody else right now on pit road as well. Nick Lights, right side tires. Does it take 2? Does it take 4? 4 tires it is for Nick Lights. That will mean a lot. If this thing stays green, those 2 tires could be Huge. Mark Whitley now takes the lead. Mark Whitley is the kind of guy that will take 2 tires, so I'm going to assume he takes those 2 tires. We'll find out, though. Still waiting to come down pit road. Austin Salyers, here he is on pit road right now. Going to service that number 19 machine. Right side's going on. And 4 tires it is for him. Mark Whitley, there he is, your leader. That'll give the race to Brandon Bowie right now. We'll cover Whitley in just a second, but Bowie takes the lead. Kenny Reel, Brendan Fetterplace, Frankie Barroso. 4 Bowie Esport drivers right now in the top 4. This might be their strategy. What can they do? What will they decide to do as a team? With 25 laps to go, Mark Whitley, right side tires go on. And I bet that's going to be it. Yes, it is. Off he goes. So right here, we're seeing 4 tire stops. We're seeing 2 tire stops. We'll find out real quick how that matters. With 25 laps to go, field's pretty well spread out. Right now we're seeing the top 10 currently on the lead lap. Christian Angel in P9, sorry, P10, as well as a lot of guys. So right now, here we go. Here come the leaders. Brandon Bowie, Kenny Reel, down pit road. Split strategy here by the teammates of Brandon Bowie. Better place and Barroso stay out. So that'll give the lead here to Brandon Fetterplace. Frankie Barroso has not had the great race today that he wanted. Might be able to lead a lap here, get that extra point if he can get around Fetterplace. Bowie and Kenny Reel pitting pretty close to one another. Deciding, looks like to get 4 tires. Okay, interesting move here for these guys. And we'll see how that works. A lot of guys taking 2 tires. With the 4 tires, you can fly around this place. 23 laps to go in the Cardano 300. Matthew Fleming now down pit road in that Flem Dogs machine, the 88. There he is. Still some time though. Looks like Fetterplace, Barroso holding on to their spots. Again, these guys weren't doing too hot earlier on. So right now, if you're Frankie Barroso or Fetterplace, even Matt Smith are here in P3. You guys definitely want to caution right now to get yourself on a much better scenario with these drivers. Trevor Zelazny coming down pit road in the 89. So there he is. Frankie Barroso still out front, though, so he has taken the lead over from Brandon Fetterplace. And that 1 lap lead will give him an extra point towards his championship and towards the point. So great move there. Obviously, Frankie Barroso is involved in the Midseason Madness finale here. In that black and red Bowie Esport machine. Looking very good. Here he comes, though. He might be coming down pit road. Nope, not yet. Thought he was signaling to come down, but not quite yet. Mark Whitley on the outside lane, going to pass him. Going to give him his lap back. The old school way. But still, your top 9 have not pit yet. Mark Whitley is in 9th place, but... So, assuming... This top 8, actually Max Brady is not, he has pit, I believe. Excuse me. He's in P8. Dunkelberger as well. So a lot of these guys, Dunkelberger should be your leader once these drivers come down pit road for their stop. If not Max Brady as well. So we're going to find out. Brandon Fetterplace down pit road. Here he is. One of your leaders. Taking at least right side tires. Frankie Barroso still holding up for the fuel and for the tires. But man, when does he come down pit road? He just needs that yellow flag, but didn't get it. Here he comes down pit road. Oh, hold on to her. Almost spun it out on pit road, slowing down. A frustrating race, unfortunately, for Barroso, but multiple wins on the season, so not too bad. Matt Smith, here he is, your season 1 champion. Out front of the Cardano 300. This must be a treat for him. Right now, still needs to pit, obviously, and But man, needs that yellow flag to really maintain it. But either way, looking pretty good out there in that 29. Innovative Prince machine leading a lap. Always cool to see your season 1 champion still kicking around in season 6. Cool stuff right there. Christian Angel comes down pit road. Looking pretty good right there. Gives him the top 5 spot as he sits. Devin Sprecher obviously pretty well beat up, but right now Matt Smith, Pont, and Sprecher still have to come down pit road. So they're waiting to get this thing cleared out. And then again, the lead should come back around to Ryan Dunkelberger. This race is starting to feel like Michigan last couple weeks back, second race of the season, where it really just came down to tire strategy and when do you take tires. That's how Gary Slapinski won that race. His late race tires and got it done. But you're seeing the top 3, or at least what will be the top 3 once the top 3 pit. Dunkelberger looking pretty fast. Max Brady right there as well. But man, Mark Whitley is hunting. He took the 2 tires, and we know he's fast, and he is right there. So with 15 laps to go, we're going to see real quick who decides they want it more. And man, Mark Whitley is right there. Great battle right now for provisionally P1. Matt Smith still on the track, Matthew Pont and Devin Sprecher as well. So if the yellow flag comes out for any one of these 3 drivers, that's going to be huge for them. All around the track though, single file racing, pretty well clean throughout the race. Brendan Bowie in P10 chose to take those 4 tires. That might be what it does. Obviously, he's hoping that a caution comes out, because if a caution comes out, he probably will not pit, I guess. But right now, a long way to go. Mark Whitley makes that move around Max Brady. Has his eyes on Ryan Dunkelberger. Again, right now, this is for a top 4. But the top 3 still have to pit. So keep in mind, this right here is going to be for the lead. Once those top 3 drivers start pitting, Mark Whitley takes over P4. Mark has won this race before in season 4 when he won his championship, so he knows how to get it done. This is a race, I said it pre-race, he just knows how to get these races done. The attrition factor, the fuel, the tire saving right amount of aggression versus, conserving. And quite frankly, Mark Whitley needs this. Missed the first couple of races due to other commitments. And man, right now, it could still get his way back up to the top 12 in points, late, but it's going to be a pretty difficult road, right? But a win today would erase all of that and get him into the playoffs just like that. So right now, 11 laps to go, 10 at the line. Who will win this race? Mark Whitley looking very, very good. Ryan Dunkelberger still there to maybe capitalize. Here comes Sprecher down pit road, going to give up 3rd spot right there. The lead still remains to Matthew Smith and Matthew Pont. Looking good for these guys right here. Can't take that away from them. Max Brady in P5, Crawford in 6th, Nick Lights in 7th place. Hagan P8, Bowie 9th, and Matthew Fleming 10th. So a lot of these guys who, man, were fast early on, it changed, right? The track changed so much. Keep that in mind too, right? I mean, it just, 200 laps, you go from full daytime to sunset to nighttime. The track changes drastically, and here comes Matt Smith, your leader. Has to give it up, unfortunately. Come down pit road. Matthew Pont potentially might be coming down pit road as well. Yes, he does. So that'll be it for those 2 leaders, which will give the lead back to Mark Whitley. So this will be for the win with 8 laps to go here for the Cardano 300. Mark Whitley got involved in a bit of a wreck earlier on. Got loose, involving Anderson and a few others. Had minimal damage on the inside wall. Right now, though, looking pretty good. We know how fast Mark is, and last couple of weeks was fast, but just didn't have the luck, right? Got involved in wrecks at Richmond and just multiple things like that. So right now, though, in a great spot to win his first race of the season and to lock himself into the playoffs. Dunkelberger, though, is trying what he can to get down in there. This would be huge for Dunkelberger, but also huge for Flagship Motorsports. Can they get this thing done? It seems like Dunkelberger and Whitley are the only two. They both need this win dramatically. Tim Robb has front end damage. We didn't see what happened there. Not sure what went on there. We saw him with the clean car earlier on. I apologize for not knowing what the issue is with him, but man, tough break for him. Brandon Bowie currently, is your leader of the drivers for the Midseason Madness with 6 laps to go. Bowie's the kind of guy that knows how to get these things done. Might not get the actual race win today, but a Midseason Madness win will be pretty big. Already locked into the All-Star race with wins and a prior champion, so won't necessarily need that, but like you said earlier, another win on the mantle is pretty cool. Ooh, some side right there, John Hagan and Bowie. Gotta be careful. Mark Whitley, though. Dunkelberger still trying to push. Dunkelberger might have him. It's hard to tell who's got the better tires. Whitley has the clean air, but I think Dunkelberger has the tires to get it done. Dunkelberger gonna send it in way too hard. Gonna come up a little bit. Dunkelberger might have this. These two fought together back in Season 4. Both made their comebacks for Season 6 here. Pretty cool to see, but right now, coming to the line, 3 laps to go. These two are praying for no caution right now. They do not need to see that, but right now, Mark Whitley and Dunkelberger fighting. Matthew Pont's going to get involved here too. He's got fresh tires. Side by side, Dunkelberger and Whitley. Look at this. Dunkelberger might have him, not quite. Whitley makes that lane work. Tried to use up Whitley there a little bit. 2 laps to go in the Cardano 300. Frankie Brosso got around Brandon Bowie. Bowie had an issue right there. And Frankie Brosso now takes the lead for the Midseason Madness. Dunkelberger. Pont is going to play a role here as a lap down car. Has the tires. It might not be enough, though. There it is, the white flag lap for the Cardano 300. Mark Whitley. We said it earlier, knows how to get the job done here at Charlotte, has won this race before, but right now needs it more than anything to get himself into the playoffs. Ryan Dunkelberger in P2 as well. So close to that win, but not going to get there in time. Gonna send it in deep, but can't do it. Mark Whitley is going to win the Cardano 300 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Incredible job here for Mark Whitley. Your winner for Charlotte. Awesome, awesome job here for Mark Whitley to get this thing done. In the new paint scheme, I believe. Love the silver or charcoal gray and blue. Looking very sharp today. Harpoon Design Racing Team gets the job done again at Charlotte. Man, what a huge win for Mark Whitley. Great stuff. P2, Ryan Dunkelberger, Max Brady in P3. Awesome run again for him. Frankie Brosso finishes P4 unbelievably. After a race where he was down in the dumps for quite a while. A top 5 is just an incredible finish for Frankie Brosso, and also wins the Midseason Madness Tournament. Frankie Broso, awesome job. Already into the All-Star race as a winner this season, so won't get that berth, but an incredible job there for Frankie. Mark Whitley burning him down as he does. Awesome job for Whitley. We're going to come right back, folks, talk to our top three, and thank a few sponsors. We'll come right back.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the conclusion of the Cardano 300. Man, what an incredible race won by Mark Whitley. We'll get to him in just a second, but Max Brady continues his incredible run so far. Let's bring him in. Max Brady in that number 5, man. Always, I feel like lately we're talking to you a lot in the top 3, looking very good. Fast cars every single week, man. Talk to us about your race.
It wasn't too bad. Let's see, the first stage ended on 20, so my whole goal there was to try to get the stage win. We came up, I think, a position short, and then the same thing with the second stage. So I'm glad I got good stage points, and then honestly the rest of the race was just managing tires and trying to pass, because passing was extremely difficult unless you were on like the outside and you had the side draft. But I mean, other than that, the race kind of went smooth. I thought I had a shot at it at the end. Me and Ryan were kind of digging there with 20 laps left, and then Mark honestly just came out of nowhere and blew by both of us. And I mean, at that point my tires were, I guess, shot because I fell all the way back to 3 seconds behind him. So, but other than that, I mean, I'll take it. I missed the first 3 races this season, so I've just been trying to get up to the top 12 in points. So hopefully this puts us top 12.
Yes, sir. Getting there for sure. Obviously, still a long season left to go. A couple more races, about 4 or 5. So plenty of time to get there. But, man, great job with that top 3. Give us your shout-outs real quick. Any friends and family you have and sponsors?
Yep. Shout out to old Carlos Pizza. They've been sponsoring me for about a year now. Best pizza in the world. Shout out Blaze Crawford. Let's see. Where did he get? Oh, he got 6th. Yikes. Bad for him. But he was a great spotter tonight. He did everything he could on the spotter stand. Fell back there. So shout out Blaze.
Yes, sir. Good job, man. Top 3. We'll catch you next week.
Appreciate it.
There he is. Max Brady, great job today in that 3rd spot. That win's coming for sure for him. Ryan Dunkelberger, man, what a great job today. Here he is, Ryan Dunkelberger, man, looking so good today. P2, thought you had it there for a second, tracking down Whitley. Seems like he had the faster car, maybe fresher tires, but just couldn't get it done. But, man, awesome run today. Finally get to talk to you in the top 3. You've had a pretty good season, obviously, as your comeback. But, man, today, almost got it done, dude. Talk to us about your race.
Yeah, it was a long one. I didn't think I was going to be a top 5 car there for a while. I think the first 3 stages are just kind of getting used to the car, and I think the weather change kind of messed it up a little bit, so I had to acclimate a little bit when the 3rd stage came around. And I figured I was pretty fast because in the 2nd stage to the end of 3rd, I feel like I gained a lot of ground, just like saving tire. And I'd been on the right tire strategy. We had sets in the pits still at the end of the race. So I think we were on the right strategy, and it just kind of fell together, and I got a pit stop there where I could take 2, and I think it put me in the front 2 rows, and the guys stayed out in front of me, so it was a pretty easy pick into turn 1 and finish it in turn 4. And then it was kind of smooth sailing from there, and I didn't feel like I was faster than anybody. And then Nick kind of tracked me down, but I didn't lose him, and I felt like I was a little bit faster on the long run. So at the end there, I just pitted a little bit earlier than everybody else and hoped it worked out. And unfortunately, Whitley came with a head full of steam, and I feel like I should have raced him a little bit harder when he got to me, but I thought he was just gonna put me lights out and drive away when he got by me, so I didn't race him too hard. But then it seemed like he fell off pretty quick, and I feel like I just had the better car in the long run. He was definitely smart by picking the top lane there. I couldn't follow him anywhere, and basically had to put it in on the bottom and get it turned on the line. Is what it is. I'll take a P2. It was fun racing with Whitley there, so I definitely had fun.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. Hey, give us a shout out real quick to your sponsors, friends, and family. What do you got for us?
I just say hi to mom and dad. I gotta say hi to the girlfriend. Thank you to Flagship for taking me on board this year, and yeah, we'll go get him next week.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. We'll catch you then.
Thank you, guys.
There he is, P2, Ryan Dunkelberger. Great job, but right now we're going to get to the man of the hour, Mark Whitley. Man, what an incredible run today for Mark Whitley. It's been a long time coming, season 6 now. Man, we saw this kind of dominance in season 4 at Charlotte. Got it done then and got it done now in that 77, man. Looking good today. What did it take to win this race? You weren't really like in the, in the top 3 a lot of the race, but you were, at the end. What happened to make that car come alive?
Yeah, it was just a matter of, it was really difficult to pass this track. Seems like a lot of guys, they were right. Everybody's speed was really close, and it was just kind of a track position game. And we finally were able to get decent track position toward the end there. I just called a strategy call, taking 2 tires. It's worked for me before in this car, this league. So I figured, this thing was tight as a donkey's rear end throughout the whole race after he got more than like 10 laps on it. So I'm thinking, yeah, if we get right sides on it, it'll free it up. Maybe it'll help it rotate a little bit. And so we came down. Everybody else was pitting a little bit earlier than we wanted to, so we stayed out a little bit longer. I had to run down the 4 and the 5 once we came out of pit road, and I felt like I maybe used them up a little bit too hard trying to pass them, because then when I got by them, it's kind of like the tire said, all right, I'm done. And I had to battle with Ryan there at the end, but it was a hell of a race. And I think Nick, he took 4 and he just got trapped back there. I just knew, it was just a time game, a laps game, like we were going to save 3-4 seconds on pit road, taking 2, and just there wasn't enough laps to really make that up on track unless we had a caution or if there was some kind of incident. So I figured it was going to be pretty decent shot. So we took 2 just on a slight gamble. I didn't really think it was a gamble. I really thought it would play out good, and it did. So finally got off all the bad luck we've been having lately, it seems like, and snuck one in here. Finally get a victory on the season.
Yes, sir. In one of the biggest races of our season, one of the longest races we've done actually ever, and the longest race this season for sure. So great job with that, man. And hey, long race, big race to win. Got the job done, and now in the playoffs. So very cool to see. Going to try and go back and recap what you did in season 4, man. So great job. Great win today.
Yeah, sounds good. I got a big shout out to all my teammates, Harpoon Design, Driven Motorsports. Seems like we all had issues at some point today. Daryl, he lost his ketchup packets. He went to Wendy's and they forgot his ketchup packets. So
no,
they forgot his Big Mac too.
But it's all about
he went to McDonald's.
It's all about the saltine crackers. You have to get extra saltines. I asked for handfuls of saltines with my chili.
They forgot everything for him. Yeah, he went to McDonald's and they still forgot all his food too. So he just had bad luck.
Yeah, ask him about the checkered flag boxers next time too. That definitely is.
Yeah, and big shout out to Brantley Harpoon Design. Spotting for all of us tonight, and he was talking me through there. Trying to coach me up a little bit at the end of that race, just trying to make sure I didn't make sure I remembered to breathe, because that was getting really intense. So shout out to him for all the great work he does. I wanted him to change up the paint scheme a little bit to feel like get some of the bad juju off, and on the cooldown lap I told him it was a good idea, and he just kind of rolled his eyes at me. But gonna have to probably keep this paint scheme for a little bit and keep the momentum rolling.
Yeah, we mentioned it. I thought you were gonna have your typical red and black paint scheme, but this nice ice blue one's pretty cool. So, like how it looks, man. Great luck today, obviously, and hey, great job today. We'll see you next week, man. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, folks, there he is, Mark Whitley, your winner today for the Cardano 300. A huge race involved in this. Awesome job today. I kind of want to bring in our Midseason Madness finale winner, Frankie Broso, if we can find him real quick. Yes, he can. Yes, he is. A second here. Here he is. Get a good angle of his car. Look at that. Beautiful. Kind of throwing an audible here, but it's all good. Let's sneak him in real quick. Here he is, Frankie Barroso. We're going to sneak him in, and we're calling an audible to bring you in, man. But hey, you won the Midseason Madness finale by beating out your teammate Brandon Bowie and all the rest, man. How'd it go for you? How'd you do it?
I just got lucky. Bowie messed up the strategy a little bit. I took 2 tires at the end, and the car was absolutely flying. I don't think I could have won the race, but it would have been interesting if I just didn't put myself that far back there. You know, it sucks, but I really wanted a podium. I was 1 lap away from it, but either way, I'm happy. I got the $30. I originally thought I didn't win it because I thought it was an accumulation of stage points and all that. But then when I went back and I accidentally gave Bowie a little false hope, yeah, it was whoever finished highest. So, you know, I'm glad for that, and I'm $30 richer.
That's true. Pretty good job. Obviously, you're already in the All-Star race too. That was one of the other stipulations, because you've won previous races, so no worries there. But hey, a tournament win is still a pretty cool feeling, and some good momentum. But man, today's race was going pretty. It was chalked there for a second, but then got it done at the end. For a P4 was a really good finish considering how your race went. So, real quick, give us any shout-outs you might have, any friends and family, and great job today again.
Thanks. Yeah, I'd just like to give a shout out to Bowie Sports. Other teammates that were able to run tonight. Brandon Bowie, our team owner. We always bring, you know, really good cars to the track. You know, we had a decent car. I wouldn't say I had the best car. I think Bowie probably did. And you know, thanks to you for putting on the show, and basically everything you do. Thanks to everyone for watching. Hopefully next week, I'm not up here as a Midseason Madness winner. I'm up here as a winner.
That's right. All right, man. Good stuff. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Frankie Broso. Awesome job there by winning that Midseason Madness tournament. Pretty cool stuff. Multiple-time winner this season so far, so impressive to see him win that. Right now, though, that is the end of the race. Just an awesome time all around. Here is your finishing order on the left side of your screen. Man, big race for Mark Whitley, winning this race, and now locked into the playoffs for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. Great race today. Big thanks to all you folks for stopping by and subbing to the channel and just supporting your favorite driver and or team. Great stuff. Minimal cautions today. We had, 200 laps here. It was a long time. It's 11:45 here on the East Coast, so definitely a long race, but hey, sometimes that happens, and for the longest race of the season, that is to be expected. So big thanks to all you folks for watching, and just an awesome race. So we'll catch you guys next week for some more action. Join us on Thursday at 8 p.m. for the Extreme Graphic Cup Series for next level racing. That's going to be at Phoenix. So another Cup Series action. Daytona last week for them was incredible. A lot of fun to watch. So I expect some great racing again this Thursday. So we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.